Your style of flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
All right, welcome everyone to another weekend's triple treat. I am Coach Minzy, and this is the coach's desk. This is also where you get your sporting experience. So we're here up for a wonderful evening in this show. Yes, people, big up everyone that is here. Of course, you know the golden rule, people. Once you enter the stream, you hit that like button. The like button is your admission into the sporting arena, and definitely you'll be getting your sporting experience. It is a way of showing that, yes, we approve this time around. So, welcome to those on Facebook. Thanks very much for tuning in. All the early birds, big up to you. Definitely we'll be discussing a nice little topic tonight. One that I believe will incite some conversation. Yes. So let's delve right into this topic where we're going to be talking about. Before we get into the Shamar Nicholson situation, we want to touch a little bit on the Demarai Gray situation. Wow. Such a shame. And I know the fans are upset at this time. I know that you aren't happy with what transpired. The news that came today. You're not happy. You know what I mean? And you definitely want answers. But at the same time, it is what it is at this time. Yeah. So Demarai Gray will not receive his passport before before the 3 games in this window coming up. He will not receive it. Yeah, and we hope that he receive it before the other rounds of game, but still keeping our fingers crossed. It's indeed a shame, but at this moment, that is how the cookie crumbles with Demarai Gray. We were really looking forward to have him. You know, there are many reports that is passport was on its way to the UK to him, but that wasn't the case. Here it is that his passport has not been printed for whatever reason. And I know the fans won't be taking anything at this moment because it should be a case where the powers that be should be able to, request an expedition of this process. It could have happened. However, that wasn't the case, you know, and we, the fans, are not pleased. But we have to just march ahead, march along with, 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 with what we have. All right. So that is the situation where that is concerned. Now, St. Catherine, I know Jamaican TV is booming right now. St. Catherine has qualified for the Walker Cup finals. They will face Mona High. Big up to Craig Butler. Yeah, man. He might not won the Manning Cup, but he's through to the first ever Walker Cup final. That's his team on Mona. And it's a big arty congratulations to Craig Butler. Big up yourself, technical director Craig Butler over there in Mona. Big up to St. Catherine's coach and his youngsters, Anthony Patrick. Big things going on there. Dintil and Clarendon will contest the final of the Champions Cup after they were beaten. They were basically two of the favorites in the semi-finals of the DaCosta Cup. They were beaten by Mannings. Mannings beat Dintil, and Garvey Maceo defeated Clarendon College, the defending champions. So they will go all out in that one, I think, come tomorrow. Yeah, man. We all heard that Ricky Hill has taken over as technical director at Montego Bay United. Big up Sir Arville Powell in this acquisition. Definitely. This man means business. And it's a good look for the for the ballers. Trust me. It's a good look for the ballers. In other words, the ballers will be getting good coaching. And Montego Bay United is no stranger to bring in players, or sorry, coaches like these. We have seen where Arville Powell would have been doing this quite some time, and he would have. He's back in the league, and definitely he's ensuring that Montego Bay United is not just coming in to make up numbers. Yeah, he will not be coming in to make up numbers. All right, so people, the big story of the day would have been the Shamar Nicholson situation. Yeah, as was reported in the Jamaica Gleaner, Nicholson set to miss upcoming World Cup qualifiers, and not just one, but 3 of those games. And he said the Gleaner has been reliably informed that Nicholson has turned down the Jamaica Football Federation call-up for the World Cup qualifiers against Mexico, Panama, and Costa Rica. And of course, that's a critical game. You know what I mean? He continued by saying it is understood that Nicholson turned down the JFF's invitation because he needed more time to settle in at his new club, Spartak Moscow in Russia, following his move from Belgian club Sporting Chalari, earlier this month. No. 24-year-old Shamar Nicholson, who last represented the Reggae Boyz in November against the United States, has scored 29 goals in 29 appearances for the national team. Is that correct? 29 goals in 29 appearances. No, sir. Is that correct, people? Mm. 29 games and 10 goals. Not 29 and 29. Probably that was a mistake there. But people, as I did a live and I said that I'll be trying my best to get some information out to you. Yeah. Definitely. I said that I'll be getting to the base of this situation. So I have spoken to persons close to Shamar camp, and they have indicated that Shamar is having some personal matters. right? Shamar is having some personal matters, hence his request, or hence the situation is as it is, right? So that is the latest that I would have gotten. So it is some personal matters that require no further discussion, because as it states, it is personal. Hence the reason he won't be available, right? And I also learned that in the coming days, Shamar team will be putting out some information where that is concerned. So that is what it is. I did my investigation, and this is what I came up with. So his team will be putting out some information in a few days, and it is solely on the purpose of a personal matter that Shamar is unavailable. So I leave it at that. What say you? Because people, you are going to decipher what comes from this. Personal matters. You know, many of you are saying no, it is a commitment issue. It is a commitment issue where Shamar is concerned. So I'm no wondering, people. Remember, no, in Paul Hall's first press conference, he made mention of commitment of players is key for him. And these 3 rounds would have been seen as 3 critical games. But I mean, personal issue, you never know what those personal issues are, because once somebody says it's personal, you don't want, even if you dig, you're not going to get the answers. Yeah? And that was the situation. He had some personal matters dealing with. Yeah? But then again, you know, the fans out there are going to say this lacks commitment, because when others say that they have personal issues dealing with, especially the British born Jamaicans, that pose problems to some of the fans, you know, and there's always a divide. Now, with this new developing story, Shamar, I've seen a few comments, and he's very much under scrutiny. He is under scrutiny. You know what I mean? So that is the situation with Shamar Nicholson. So will he join the Reggae Boyz team again under Paul Hall? That's the question. Based on the people saying that that's a commitment issue, and then Paul Hall indicated that he wants persons who are committed. But when they try the case, or if they try the case on the matter of the personal issue, will it be a situation where, or will they try the case? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. So let me hear what say you. I'm going to be coming in the comment section right now. People, please remember to hit the like button. It is important that you sanitize before you come into the arena. The like button indicates that you are sanitized. And people, this weekend, it seems as if Damian Nanalo will be making his entrance into the medical aspect of the contract that is coming up for him. So he'll be doing his medical sometime over this weekend. So before long, we will be hearing the news with Damian Lowe. Big up to Nana. You know what I mean? All right, so let me jump into the comment section and hear what you have to say, people. So SMM Ja, big up yourself. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you over here. El Padrino, Big up yourself and welcome. Fresh got in the building. Comment section. Capo, big up yourself, Fresh. Yeah, man. And people, Fresh is saying it right away. And I put it right away. Yeah. Dominant man. Big up yourself. I'm good. And I trust that you are good as well. Travis. Big up yourself, Travis. DJ Liverpool, what up? DJ Liverpool is saying big striker sell out way. Ah boy. Why you say baller sell you out, DJ Liverpool? Boy, I know these things would be coming in. I know they will be coming. All right, so Joseph Brown, welcome to the show. Good to have you. Travis Pessoa said, me lose off a Boza. My opinion. Of course, it's your opinion. Nobody can take that away from you. Travis Pessoa. So if the next strikers come on perform, Boza forget left. Haha. Dominant man is saying, I'm Spartak Moscow fan from Iraq. Shamar Nicholson is very important striker. All right, big up yourself, dominant man. Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to the coach's desk. Yeah, man, big up yourself. Welcome, welcome. This is where we talk about the Reggae Boyz players, talk about track and field, and everything Reggae Boyz. Yeah, big up yourself. All right, Travis is saying again, this present government don't read football in this country. Ah, boy. So two things we digest right now. No. Warren Webster is saying, big up yourself, coach. I mean, no one, no more bad news. Always a drama around our team. There's no way you can get away from news, sports news, and general news. There's no way. Something is always happening. You know what I mean? Because of course, the footballers are still playing. So if we don't report these news, we report them playing. So we do report on the positive end, you know? So at this time, this is what is hot topic right now, the Demarai Gray situation, the Shamar Nicholson situation, as well as Damian Lowe situation. So yeah, I mean the Damian Lowe situation is hot topic. And it is good news because the man should be doing a medical possible over this weekend. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So read Monk. Me no rate that coach. Boza let me down. Boy, me I tell you. J-Ross, big up yourself, J-Ross, and welcome. Eagle Republic, big up yourself. Shamar's actions are very puzzling. All the major players at his club should be involved with their national teams since it's a FIFA window. Boza will be in preseason with a bunch of rookies. But when you look at it, look at it, people. And definitely you can see why it possibly could be a personal reason, because this is good information that you're sharing now, Eagle Republic. Because when you look at it, some players will be gone. Why would he want to stay if it was not some personal matters that he's dealing with? Remember, for all that time, the club won't be in action. I think their first game would possibly be at the end of February. So I mean, if the striker has a personal matter dealing with, then I don't know. I'm not quick to judge, but that's your opinion and you're sharing, and definitely this is a big point there that you made, Eagle Republic. I agree. Gray or Burke perform both of it all a backseat for now. Jason, big up yourself. Check in, check in. All right, another erudite in the building. Lloyd O'Connor is saying, come on, brethren, if uno there the least uno can do is like up the live. All right, yes, Lloyd O'Connor, man. Once you're here, the least you can do is to like the live. Honestly, thanks for that. J Ross, big up. J Ross is bigging up some people. All right. Big up Jairus, you know. Fresh in the building. As I said before, Eagle Republic is bigging up Jairus. All right, here's what Fresh God is saying, people. Don't play with coaches' dislikes. Just touch people. That's a free way to show your support to the thing, you know. It's a free way to show your support. So if you don't want to drop the super chat, you're on the live, just hit the like button. Simple. All right. That allows the video to go a far way. As they say, it helps with the algorithm. It helps with the algorithm. All right, Warren Webster, big up. Yeah, man, 10 in 29. Jeremy and Allen. So can I now ask if he is committed? I'm checking for the phone, you know. See if anybody is calling in. Wow. Anyways, reach that bridge across it. DJ Liverpool said no 9 goal in 29 games. All right. Luton Shelter barely had 35 goals. Me come out say he is not committed. All right. People are saying he's not committed. And once you're saying he's not committed, you know, that probably not work well with Paul Hall, you know. So Phil Jones, big up yourself. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Phil. Based on his action, Boza is not committed. All right. Lord O'Connor is saying, yeah, brother, the government not putting on any priority on the Reggae Boyz. They must can do something to help Demarai get his passport. If it's even a phone call. Why? We have an uncommitted player in Boza. All right. Jairus is saying, at least given the standard of some vloggers, last year when Pinnock and Jamalo missed the Gold Cup. Yes. Yes, Jairus. People burn fire. The national interest is the utmost at this time. All right, Travis. Exactly, Jairus. Lulu, big up yourself. Boss Thomas, based on the article, how much of his teammates will be going on international duties? The article did not say that in Boss Thomas. The article specifically spoke about Shamar Nicholson. So it had nothing to do with his teammates. They didn't speak on the club, what they're going to be doing, and all this. The article just spoke that he'll be unavailable for reasons of need time to settle in the club and whatever. So that's what the article said. But from my investigation, I have gotten the information that they are personal matters that the player is dealing with. And in a few days, you'll be getting a statement from Shamar's team. So look out for that, people. All right. All right, people, you can always call in as well so that we can hear your voice. If you don't want to put it in the chat, just call in. Yeah, man. Rob Smith, I don't agree with Shamar missing the qualifiers, but you can't compare 29 caps to person with 2 caps, not the same. All right, Rob Smith, big up. Jobless, big up yourself, Jobless. Lolo, big up yourself. Respect you every time I land. My sanitation up and me have me coffee ready. All right, boss. Big up Lolo. Chevron Piet, big up yourself. So why take up a contract in Russia if you know you weren't going to be available for the qualifiers? Why take up a contract in Russia? The club moved for him, Travis. So would you want to put that on hold? Come on, Travis. That's I can't agree with that statement. How many caps did Blake and co have before boycotting the team for higher wages? An average of about 30. What's your point? All right. Jairus, a hit back on Rob Smith. Eagle Republic. Players like Ethan Pinnock and Mikel Antonio were dragged over the coals for their various reasons. The word that was being tossed around was commitment. Yes, Eagle Republic. That is so true. Shamar wanted to play, but agents called the shots. He played with an injury in the last window. Really? All right, Warren. Coach is this. Which team signed D'Lo? Apparently, it looks like it's going to be Inter Miami. He has not signed yet, but a medical should be on the way for this weekend. Big up yourself, Neo Sovereign. I can't say that Bowser lacks commitment after he's been there through thick and thin. And then this one time he declines and folks insisting he's not committed. I don't bite. A voice of reasoning. Big up yourself, Neo. Red Mark said Bowser let down the nation. Man should have still come play. Well, you don't know what is happening, Red Mark. We both know it wasn't only about money, so I won't have this silly argument with you. But a person who have always answered the call compared to a player that never answers the call. Come on. Yeah, and as Neo said, Boza has been around the team for quite some time, and this is the one time that the player isn't available because of personal matters and the fans. Tell you, Jamaicans are very hard to please. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. Them agents, them figure agents are mash up the local ballers. Lord Jesus. No, Travis, agents are mash up the local baller them. Ah boy. Mm. But that's your opinion, right? Carson White did want Demarai Gray thing come true, May I tell you that, Carson, trust me. I was looking forward to that. First, you got to say Inter Milan. I know Inter Milan, Inter Miami. Eagle Republic say big up Javian and his 2-year extension at Vancouver Whitecaps. They locked him until 2024. Yeah, Javian, big up yourself. Personal reasons equal topper reasons. Lord of God, not even half of the viewers have sanitized the thing. Come on, people, like up the live. Yeah, people, like up the live. 99 people on and less than half. Come on, people. We should have more than 45 likes right now. Get it up to 100. Quick and fast. I never thought the English players lacked commitment then, and I don't think Shamar lacks commitment now. Right? Near you're batting on. You're playing some very exquisite shot. That one looks like that it went through the covers into the boundary. 4 runs. Rob Smith, I understand where you're coming from, but remember, there has just been a change of coach. Travis, yes, sorry, spelling. Yeah, man. We know it's that Inter Miami, man. Damian Lowe set for medical at Inter Miami this weekend. Yeah, man. We report that already, one bro. God. Gray get the passport now. No red monk. Passport not ready at all. That's the problem. We're upset right now. No, Gray don't have have the passport. Jairus is up to the coach. We held Tapa to that standard, right? I said I don't agree with him missing out, but I don't think it's the same as Pinnock. Hmm. Warren Webster, poor marketing planning could solve a lot of our problem. Big up, fellas. Coach, J-Ross, Fresh, Erudite, Loyal Soldiers, and Silent Watchers. Respect. All right, Neo. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Neo. So Bobsy Grange can't get national baller in passport. Boy, may I tell you. Nobody can step in. Nobody. Me still rate him though. Man literally played with an injury in the last window. She can fight for top up. Boy, J-Ross. But no. Care about the team. Ah boy. Coaches, bless up yourself, my brother. Good work. Big up yourself, Remington Richards. Chevy's Presser, it's a FIFA window. Your country call it. Take up the invitation. Warren Webster said their next game is on the 28th. Yes. So that's what I'm saying, Warren. It could be real personal matters because I mean, if it's a FIFA window, quote unquote, let's say other players will be going out to play games. Shamar will be sitting at the club or he'll be training or whatever he'll be doing. That tells me it could be some personal issues, personal matters that he has to be dealing with. You know what I mean? That's what I'll be saying. Issa Allen, big up yourself. Welcome, Issa. Welcome. J-Ross, me know the reason for that. 3R official, big up yourself, man. No, Bowser made the same decision that Low and Pinot made. Wow, that's why you can't do certain things in the people because there's an old African saying that today for me, tomorrow for you. Coach, oh, everybody's so quiet about the president. Them are wait for FIFA for act. What you mean by quiet, Red Monk? What do you mean by quiet? Because channels would have made reports on this situation with the president. What else can we do? Or what else do you suggest? I blame the JFF, PICA, and whoever for not ensuring Gray got his passport and that we have everybody else we need. Oh boy, Junior. I'm guessing you still hold the opinion that Pinnock isn't committed. Whether Boza is telling the truth or not, isn't he doing the very same thing as Pinnock, although Pinnock was not new? Hey. Obita, yeah man, big up yourself, man. Long time we don't see you around here, but big up yourself. HS Small, big up yourself. Yeah man, bless up yourself, man. Why you so far back in the chat? Because I was doing a report before I started getting into the chat. Forgive me, people. You send a whole lot of message. J-Ross said, Travis, the colors, man, the colors. Formula, we say, coach, stop thief the slogan. More free way to support. All right, Formula. I rescind that slogan thieving. All right. Travis Pastor said, me don't care what Pinot do. Bowser is a born Jamaican. The next generation I look up to him. Hey, Jermaine Allen, are you from Woolmers? Yui? Jerry, if so, how can I link you, bro? Oh, I see some Woolmers link and make up yourself. Big deal, Lenny said JFF a big joke. Big up yourself, big deal. Coach, be a new face, may I say. Proof that the channel is growing. All right. Right. My only issue I had with Pinnock was when he played the week before the break and the week after, but said he was injured. I don't argue about commitment. Swan Henry. Team go okay. All right. Get us to 13.6K subs before the night end, people. That's what Fresh God is saying. I don't need to listen to Fresh God. The man have people to feed, bro. Can't blame him for the move. Coach, four wingers you would pick for January qualifiers. Why winger pool? You have Jamal Lowe, you have Blair Turgot, you have Juna Fleming, and who else? When a name come, I'll just say it. Inter Miami signed a lot of defender over last week. Yep, that's fair. I just want to see the same energy from vloggers. If Boza has a good reason to turn down the call up, that's fine, but it's yet to be seen. J-Lo, D. Gray, Roof, Reed. No, I think Kemar Roof is hurting the people. Demarai Gray has not gotten his passport pagan. So he's out. Andrew Jackson, most important time. The one time when Tapa got well, you know, easy to Giovanni is asking you if Pinot didn't have people to feed. Coach is dead. So if the other strikers take up the call, we progress further. My opinion, Boza forget left. All right, Travis. Karim Grant. That one time is a very crucial time. It can be between World Cup or stay home. But boy, me I tell you, man. Anyway, let me hold on top on that. But people, most of you were saying that Boza are not good. Is that so? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please. Correct me if I'm wrong. 5 key players we maybe not have for the upcoming games because of injury, turn down, call up, and not getting passport. Demarai Gray, you know that a passport. Roof, injury. Leon, injury. I think Leon Moore is having injury problem, and Boza. Personal issues. Well, it was said that some players would boycott the program if Tapa was fired. Interesting. Interesting. I wouldn't pick up for Boza when everybody beat Antonio and Pinnock when they never come. No mercy for no one. I don't care who you be. All right. So Fresh God is saying anybody, I get the flag in. They don't care who the guy. Notice to everyone in the comments 120 likes so that the panelists can join the panel and start the always interesting discussion. And people, you can call in before, you know. Yeah, man, if you want, if you can't bother with the talking, you type in, you just call and share your views. Faith in a read gun. Phil Jones, same lose faith in a in Bobby Reed. Travis is saying if it was the English born Jamaican, the chat would be on fire. Was Bose a member of the Magnificent Seven? Pagan? I don't know. Noble's Ultra Graphic. I don't know why Shamar declined the invitation, so I'm not going to judge. My point. I never questioned Pinnock's commitment, bro. I questioned the previous coach's selection acumen. Haha. The man then would get all kind of style. That's a true, Jairus. Honestly, that's a true. You can't go around that. Phil Jones. I know most people feel that way. However, I still have faith in Bobby. Pristine, big up yourself and welcome. I hope if we do qualify for the World Cup, the JFF doesn't allow anyone from the government to join the Chevron. Eagle Republic, big up man. First confirmed call up. Andre Gray QPR. Who is next? Let us see. Jerome Buffetti. I think people are using the wrong word. I don't think any of the players lack commitment. They are discouraged. If your organization is as dysfunctional as the JFF, you would question risking an injury. Interesting. Big up yourself, Owen Owen. Triple E. What if, given the circumstances, Boza weighs the benefits and drawbacks? Given that we have a number of talented forwards, it's possible that he decided to take care of personal matters first. All right. Boss Thomas, clubs play league games during the FIFA window or friendly. Yes, they do. I think he has about, I'm seeing probably about 2 or 3 friendlies. Hey, is that possible? Could a minister request and send the passport to Gray via a diplomatic package overnight on the first flight? The problem is that it's not printed enough. So they'd have to cut the line. They would have to cut the line. And that should be easy, right? Can they cut the line? Double standard is the problem. Coach is how we view our homegrown Jamaicans and make excuses for them, plus the rumors of the Magnificent Seven. Yeah, people are not going to ease up. Jason Parkinson said, boy, my cricket salt bad. Ricketts lost his wickets. Okay, bro, understood. Unfortunately, not everyone shares that logic. They are one-sided and nepotistic. Of course, the government can do so. They just don't support football unless the team gets to the World Cup. Then you see them a call on the team. Thank you. Very double standard. First call a ball a car. Sean Sutherland. The people them that refuse to do good so they can stay and don't return. Coach me wonder how a Balakar have to say for himself. No, just like him beat Pinnock supporting Gold Cup. Yeah man, Balakar soon drop in, man. Yeah man, free to call in people. We're looking on the phone. Every time it beeps to look. Yeah man, big up the world tri-state. Big up on yourself. New York, Connecticut, Philadelphia. Big up on yourself. Or is it Jersey? New Jersey. Sorry, New Jersey. Only 3 are officially saying, I'm going to give Shamar the benefit of the doubt. But if it is that the reason is because of changing team, then I guess he is committed but not to Jamaica. Lloyd O'Connor is saying, because there is a remote possibility that FIFA may ask Mr. Ricketts to relinquish his position, some observers think he should do the honorable thing and resign. I don't think that will be happening. Was Pinnock even called during that time? That's a question. Claudine H, big up yourself. Kyle, Jamaica full of good striker. Now worry about Boza right now. Andrew Jackson, don't ask me that, says President Ricketts. We want ask. He's some different. Gillo music, your light is too bright. Make your face look white. Okay. Or I need to Well, I don't know. Probably I need to turn off one. All right, Gila, we'll look into that. First, got a little hope I had. Um, this campaign were all dashed today in the space of 2 hours. Wow. Jairus Norman Campbell. Thomas, it is alleged that he wasn't. Let's see how much more players going to decline the call. Don't care about Boza, me just begs with Demarai Gray passport. All right, Claudine. I wonder what the Pink Watch boss is thinking about Boza's personal issues. If Demarai Gray don't get through this window and the worst happens, then I'll definitely be trying England again. We are not upset enough about Gray not getting his documents. If Canada wanted to call a player like Gray, they would pull out all stops. We are jokers. Oh boy. Boza turning on the call doesn't make any difference to the team. Really depressing at this point. There's always bad news when it comes to the national team. Exactly, Giovanni. Pure foolishness are gone. Jamaican born players get more beaten than anyone. The entire chat is saying he's not committed, and people still manufacturing war with themselves. Where is Balakar? What happened to Wunwun though? National team ever have some problems going forward? Giovanni, all that quote, watch if our incompetence caused us to lose great England. Couldn't blame him. He was ready, and then the JFF dropped the ball. Is it the JFF or PICA? Because the passport not printing now. But boy, I would have to walk go down the cut the line, you know. When a player joins a new team, it is understandable that he or she will ask for time away from the national team to cement a spot in the club team. Jamaica is the only team to be surrounded with so much drama. No wonder why we can't get anywhere. Our drama is being reported. Caller, good night. You're live. Welcome to the show.
Good night, Coach. It's Dex. How you doing?
Alex, what's up, man? We're there, we're blessed. What say you?
Yeah, big up. I'm good enough. Big up to everybody. I'm just calling on the show tonight to talk about the situation with Shamar Nicholson not getting the call up. Um, so I want to say, Coach, because enough of we Jamaican fans would have a bias if was Andre Gray went to a new team and he turned on the contract and say turn on the call up and say don't want to come. They would say he's not committed. So that goes for the same for Bowser too, right? Because he never and he want to settle in for the new team, so therefore he's not committed. Is that right?
Yeah, probably
So
so.
that, most people bash Pinnock, so Pinnock never come. We didn't know if Pinnock really get called up, but I'm saying though, if we have the same why so some of these English players not committed, then we can say the same thing for Bowser because the game is a club friendly game code. Yes, it's right, but I'm saying it's World Cup qualified after it's the day after the Mexico game. Why can you not come to play for the country? And you see the country not decimated. Not like so we not a chance to qualify. We still have a chance of qualifying, right? Why you don't come and show the fight and heart and give what I would understand if it was the last three games I would never have a chance of going to qualify for the World Cup. But we have a last good push to qualify. Why don't you push for it? You get where I come from?
Yeah.
And it's benefit you. It's only now because you get a contract as part of Moscow, but even if you qualify and went to the World Cup and at least scored 2 goals, it's gonna benefit you and it's gonna benefit everybody in the country. It's gonna benefit the youth from Boys Town because more scouts gonna come and say, okay, we wanna try to find next Shamar Nicholson from Jamaica. So enough of these players have to understand that playing for their country and going to work up with their country not gonna benefit them, but gonna benefit the rest of youth them in the garage who are come up coach. You know where I'm coming from? So you had 6 games coming up. Why did you not come? And we still have a chance. So where the commitment lies with the national team. I want to get that. So I want to come and say them a bash Pinnock not committed, and Maribel they not committed, and this and that. We don't want to bash them, coach. You get where I come from? Because the same Bowser, well, Balaker, you are next one to Balaker. I call you out. Your boy Bowser do, and you always a bash the Englishman they not committed. So I know. And for people that ask me comment who this is Alex. Big up to all of my friends them, PICA, Fresh God, J Rush, everybody. Big up on yourself and Happy New Year. You get me I come from? But as me I say people. We have to do it at the same for the rest of man them because when you say some Englishman they not come, they not committed, they not ready for the program. You have to say it for both too. So we have to be fair. We have to be fair in the reasoning, coach. You get me I come from? We have to be fair. You know, I was watching. I realized something, coach. And I sit down. I was realizing something today. I wanted people to realize. You notice when a foreign-based coach come here, they have more. They talk about their philosophy. I know they talk about how they're gonna want the team to play and how the type of players they want to pick. You see, the more private sector, the people then come on board and sponsor the team. So why they didn't do for Whitmore? Because Whitmore never talking philosophy and give a clear idea what he wanted to achieve. He came in from 2017, coach. From 2017, you should have been a PICA players. Them get them take time and say, okay, they must touch man are good. You've been a play Peter Lee for land them in a then the friendly. Then time the Barbados all the team they are playing them. You know, playing a high quality team like Ecuador, Paraguay. Not a big team they not play. So therefore you could have judged some of them players how good they really are. Because if in 2017 you should have been picked. Even the man will share for the have coach. If you did give them a couple chance, stop and give the man a chance. Because Minos Gallic clearly get no chance after share for God. You get where I come from? Joe McCanaphy there that get old, but at least you could still have him in the side coach because he's one of the better midfielders than we had at the time, coach. Papa did come in and shift out my man them and he bring in the local base man them, coach. More where people might realize what I'm trying to say. You get where I come from? So is that what you do from 2017? You should have been a recruit. You should have been you ever lose a job back then, coach. You lose a job at 2014. You should look at yourself and say, okay, I lose a job at 2014. Me, I will try to get an education, try get a higher license, try learn the game, try even get an intercom, a 3-month job in one of the big top club here in Europe. Just a 3-month job, learning on the job, getting experience. It would benefit me. You get where I come from? And the biggest thing of feel Kappa is in lack of favoritism and in not willingness to learn.
Is lack of favoritism?
Yes. No. I mean lack of favoritism. It's favoritism. It's favoritism and his willingness to not learn, coach.
Okay.
Because you keep on playing these players over and over again, you keep on losing with them, coach. What I'm supposed to tell you as a coach, if you ever run a coach Minty and he's keep on failing you, and you had more player runners to give you a better chance, Why not give those other runners a chance, coach? And if those runners not cutting it, why you don't go recruit a better runner that suits the way you want in the run? You get my come from, coach? You get my come from, coach? So those are the things that I'm really talking about. Like it doesn't make no sense. You get where I come from? Me been out of this thing for at least a month, and there's a lot. Tapa lose his job, and new coach coming because I wasn't even on the internet for that minute. And when I'm really realizing that Tapa gone, it was a good thing. But when Paul Hall come in and you listen to his press conference, it give you a clear philosophy of what he wants and what he wants to achieve. And I think Paul Hall is one of the men that can do a bridge gap between picking these English-based players and the local-based players. You get me? It would be no favoritism. It would be no favoritism. Coach, I want to tell you, I see Alvis Powell, right? December. Me say him coach, I'm gonna say to him, say, why the coach a keep on player over and over and over and you not perform? He might say, him have an injury. Him have an injury coach. So you tell me say Tapa knows that them man have injury coach and I keep on playing over and over again. I run him into the ground from Gold Cup assist before Gold Cup I can assist the man an injury coach. So that means you damage the player, you know, cause of your favoritism. You get me where I come from? So we want to really know, coach, them things there. You get me where I come from? Cause the facts me talk. So no I know commitment must be used only for local based players because they live in the country. So commitment must be used for them and not for the and not for the foreign based players.
Well, I think Paul Hall would have made it clear that he's working with players that are committed. Those are some of the things that he'll be looking at, commitment.
So you're saying that what Bowser did, that called commitment, coach? Let's be honest. That's called commitment.
Um,
From your perspective, coach, you're coaching a desolate mode. 6 game out from qualify. You win the 3 games, them your country are totally in it. Totally in it. And you not gonna tell me say you're not gonna push the last push and make your country qualify for World Cup?
yeah.
You're wholly part time for breaking a team, the mascot team. You can't tell me say now part time for breaking a mascot team. The man them buy you for at least $10 million coach. Yeah, the man they asset. Nobody not gonna buy you for $10 million and show you down like in a reserve team.
Of
No.
course. But man buy man in a big club for more money than that and them up then on bench. What you talk, say?
That's kind of big club, coach.
Of course,
Big club like mine.
Moscow big club.
Yes, yeah, but an elite club, coach. Moscow not elite. Like Chelsea are Arsenal are one of them, Man City are one of them club the way you know you buy a baller and it just lasts in your system. Moscow don't have a good striker, coach. If you really watch them team. They are good wingers, but they're not a good striker. They have the guy called Quincy Promise and Victor Moses. They are telling me, say, you want to wait and fight for in a team there. And yeah, whole for time, coach. Me not ask you, say, yeah, whole for time, yeah, whole for time. If you finish the 3 games, them and Jamaica not a chance to qualify, and you say you just want to settle in the team, then we could understand that, coach. Understand that. Because Jamaica not a chance to qualify. Make a look younger, you get it. Chunga one of them where come up, the game where I come from. Make one of them get it, the chance. But you tell me the country have 6 more games for go, coach. 6 important games. And you go tell me you go try to play in your team. So what commitment you serve the national team then? And then you talk about the same mode say the Jamaica national team when go play one game for the national team and the team for Slovenia see and buy you. So who give your box now Europe, coach? Me not understand. Me not understand commitment. You get me? And then man, I talk about Antonio this and Antonio that, and Pinot this and Pinot that, Amarbel this and Amarbel that. Me not understand. When I come talk on the thing, when I come talk on the thing, fear. Don't talk it to only local man alone committed. One to the foreign base man, they're not committed just the same as you. Mr. Andre Gray say injured that day, and them man come like a ball, he want ball, because he not come play for Jamaica. But a man they sign a Moscow and say, yo, Andre Gray barely second like QPR team. Barely second like QPR team. And that only just got QPR team. And he get local injury. And the man say, man, ball. The man talking in an interview, saying time country calling, walk up, he ready. So me no want, me not ease up coach. Bowser. No. So when a man talk about commitment and man a fight out, foreign base man out a team and oh man ball and then nah get no bus. Brother work harder, brother. You have to work harder for your position. You get me? It no come easy, coach.
True that.
So me see a man when me see a man say yo, he must stay because in club. A club friendly you go pay. Club friendly. If you play club friendly and you still missing enough blue ball play club friendly coach the Arsenal Academy and they still make it in their first team. But the man they want them buy and them yes you play when they make it in the club system. The youth academy. You think the man will spend $1 million, buy it from Slovenia, buy it from Belgium and play a Bowser? So me not understand. You get me come from? And the next thing too, Ricketts, more and all like Jamaican thing the coach. Because my mother, I'm gonna tell you something coach means. My mother my mother Jamaican passport is expire coach. And my mother take 1 day, 24 hours. No, 24 hours I mean. And get back her renew her Jamaican passport and get it back in a couple hours. I mean was somebody with an England coach apply for Jamaican passport, get it back in the 24-hour mark. The man pay £400 fee coach. You tell me, say, coach, you, Mr. Ricky, you have a link in the passport office and that the man the embassy of the country. So we a big friend there, Babsy Grains, will help you. I think something if you a ministry, a sport to help you through this something, you know, you don't want to desolate moment.
Alex, Eagle Republic say if you be very careful, the going rate for defamatory comments is approximately 9 million Jamaican dollars. So careful.
As I was saying, the Minister of Sports, right? You can't tell me the Minister of Sports. I can't help them, coach. Paperwork can't print a long passport, take a long to print, coach Minzy. Book print, take long for print, so coach Minzy. Tell me they run out of ink. You, as an ambassador for your country, you should link with the government and say, okay, we have a player, the paperwork's done, I just need him passport. You can't tell me they can't keep the line to print one passport before the game in Mexico. So you're telling me that your federation is incompetent then of putting out the hard work and reaching out there. So you're not risk, you're not reach out to the passport after to get the passport. So you tell me the coach means the paperwork's done already on the passport does a print for the final step and it can't print. So how wrong with the machine down the coach? I want to know that. I want somebody from the passport office can come and talk. I want them to on a printing machine. Them high priority.
There's a
high priority.
There's a I what Alex, you know I get the words there right tonight. High priority.
No, 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 no,
It's
no. It should be a
priority.
big. It should be a big priority to get him passport, coach. You know what I mean, coach?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That'll be a big priority to get his passport because he's a ambassador for the country and I play for the country and wear the country on his back. So you or everybody should have been fast forward the thing to make him push the process even more faster so he can print the book and get it easy. Yeah, tell me say he can get in passport so quick. So one with the printer coach. The printer will fix, they lose out a paper, the book done. What to the book them coach?
Mm-hmm. Okay, then I have no ink.
Passport. That me want to know. That me want to know. Yes, see, Warren Webster tell us say, coach, I get mine in less than a week.
Yeah, yeah,
You see
man.
what
We
me I
see
tell
it,
you?
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, 1 day service
So
too. But
yeah, tell
that's
me, Mr.
when
JF.
that's when it wasn't situation with the backlog. Apparently they have a backlog. But I'm saying that
What can I
they,
what, what can
they
I ask that coach?
a whole
But
of things to
printing a
print.
book, but for print the you book and like big ambassador for the country, you can't print in book. I say the long,
Mm-hmm.
you can't.
Somebody from PICA get on to the show right now. No, a whole of people watch the
Yeah,
show. I would really
yes.
really love to talk to somebody from PICA.
I really want to know, coach, because it's scratching my head on coach because I really don't want to know. So wicked. So me I say somebody in Nigeria could squeeze somebody in a peacock, a little change and say, yo, get that done for me quick and fast and getting book code quick and fast for me. The book already done there, just print it one print. So you tell me say you not have money enough to speed up the process to get him passport.
All right, well, let me cut you a little bit there, Alex. Farmer Jack, big up yourself for that super chat. This would be the last time you would get a call if I were the coach. Mm. Yeah, man, the passport issue there, boy, I don't know. I don't know.
Coach, you know we live in a Jamaica and links run things at Jamaica. Links. Links and money run things at Jamaica. So you tell me say you couldn't have a link in a picker to fix your players and passport to get the passport then quick. No man, that take too long, man.
If I
No
if
wonder sometimes when then process takes so long for do. Me not understand. Cause not so take somebody should have in a JFA go just nearly in just do passport thing. Get through the passport then quicker. Or Qatar get film passport for Anthony Grant so quick. Me not understand coach and do it independently. They
apparently
tell me say the JFA people they
apart,
move slow. Hmm? So alright then coach, me go show you next thing. We don't know Mr. the President pocket stay for the JFF. You have $9 million for pay to
mm-hmm.
Mr. Lower. So if Jamaican guy work up and get some of that cheese there for pay off the man money, oh that gonna work.
If him a go have the money for pay, that you
If
ask me.
him yes,
Oh
you
me,
think him have the money for pay?
me don't know the man pocket.
That means it's important for Jamaica guy work up the court.
Mm?
Then can pay off the man
No, but
can
him
pay
have a
off the man.
time. Him have a time when him for pay tonight. If him not paid, I don't know what go on. Not for pay before the end of the month. Or no, not before the end of the month. I think he has to make the apologies before the end of the month. Sorry.
Michael Woodburn, you don't know if the man have money, you know. You can have $9 million chunk change can $9 million can do whole heap of things.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, anyways though, me go here now. But big up everybody on the show and thing. Big up everybody.
Yeah, man, big up.
Big up, big up.
All right, Alex. Yeah, man, Alex, I say a lot of things, you know. So, Yeah, man, we need something to expedite the process. Boss Thomas said, I'll fly to Jamaica to fix the printer for free. I have 5 years of experience in fixing printers. Devin, he said, what I don't understand, Alex, due to COVID, the passport place moving slow. But when you look at it, doing a Tevin, if you got the US Embassy, you're not getting no date until like 2023. But they have special provisions made for emergency situations. You have to probably go overseas for an appointment, doctor's appointment, or surgery, or some sort of emergency. Even students are allowed to, get their student visa and go. So I don't know. So even if there's a backlog due to COVID, I mean, there are provisions that are made. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And the provisions should have been made, whether it be PICA or somebody else, to ensure that the thing they both print. Expedited services. Big deal. Say, I'm going to link Burger tomorrow. Links are money run. JA. Links everywhere. Bravo is asking if the printer have COVID. That's what I would say to Pagan. You're Raymond Palmer now. Caller, good night. Welcome. You're live.
Yeah, Linky from Connect Sport.
Say that again.
I hear Paul, yeah, Linky.
Oh, Link.
I hear Paul all, yeah. I hear Paul all, name out 3 players when they have he's let me know the other day. When Formula 1 asked him, and he said that Rolando Aaron, that's a right winger, Jamaican that supposed to have his passport. Rolando Aaron, and he called out Curtis Steele, another Jamaican. And he called out a defender named Chuck Dunkley.
I'm not hearing it clearly. I'm not hearing it clearly doing a Linky.
Okay. Paul all name out 3 players. One play right across your front line. Rolando Aaron, he play from the left wing to the right wing or center. And then you call Curtis Stillis. Curtis Stillis is a defensive midfielder. He played for Jamaica around 2 times. He's a Jamaican too. Jamaican that.
Curtis Tilt?
Yeah, he's a Jamaican. And the next one again is Chuck Dunkley. He's not a Jamaican, but he used to play for Wigan Athletic. He play central defensive, holding defensive midfield, centre back, and centre half. He play in the middle of the 3 in the back. You have another Jamaica was on the 2017 list. What they have, I don't quite remember. He used to play for Swansea, and him. So if you need a right winger, because he used to play a right wing for him, because he and Jamal Lowe used to play together. So I don't know why you keep on worrying that Jamaica going to lose. Jamaica have a strong enough team, because if he set out the team, as I tell you, on the 25th, When I tell you Nicholson is a withdrawn striker and he should go with him to Germany and Russia and get really play
So
a
so Linky,
Christmas tree formation.
Linky, nobody's saying that. Nobody's worried that Jamaica is going to lose. Talking about the topic at hand.
Yeah, but you seem like you're worried.
Worry.
I'm not worried right now. I'm feel comfortable because I know Paul Hall can coach because 207 when Tapper get the chance to coach, he was the first one to who get his license and he was coaching in Spain. No one will realize that he coached at in Spain. And on second, the first year on mid pack and the second year, in second, and then his team Millwall called him back to come over to England, back to coach.
Okay.
Yeah. So people talking a lot of things, but they don't know. When we talk about mm, Liam Bailey, we going to use Liam Bailey as a witness on the right side. He ain't talking that. He's talking about sexual the position when you use target striker, the bill around the target striker could be Leon Gray or Mark Anthony, and then when build around Robert Morrison in the central creative midfield and things like that. And when build around branches there as a holding defender, and then when build around the back line or the goalkeeper, and when build around the goalkeeper, that means that the goalkeeper instead of kicking out the ball and using foot and pass the ball around to the back. That's what I'm doing. That's when the team come out and play tic-tac football.
Okay.
That's what he's talking about, but the other guys them don't realize what he's saying. They're just talking all kind of things.
Okay.
All right then, so don't worry. Jamaica going to win. They're then going to be Mexico 4-0. The two guys up front, and I will tell you what formation I'm going to use. 4-3-3 or 3-4-3-4-1-2 or 3-5-2. You see him 3-5-2, but one when you Morrison in the middle. I will tell you about that when I tell you about Shamar Nicholson should go Germany, Russia, and get his threatening that. Because they play the Christmas tree formation in that country.
Yeah, but
but
Shamar won't be available. That's what we're talking about.
Well, don't worry about Shamar because Shamar play in a different formation. Shamar play. Shamar is a Christmas tree formation. Let me play 3-5-2. I'm going to use 2 up front, 1 Rival Morrison in the middle, and then use 4 men across the middle and 3 in the back.
Okay.
That's the formation I'm going to use. I'm going to use 2 striker again and the 2 wingers them and the close up together, and then Robert Morrison split between them, and then you have 2 only midfielders. You can use Anthony Grant, and I think they get a new guy named Davis. He will play there, and then the 3 guys in back. And that is 5 or 6 love Mexico can get, because Mexico can break down the front line or the back line. If you notice, Mexico scoring 1 and 2 goals, 1-1, because they hardly can break down the line. And with the midfielder, the 3 men in the middle, and 1 man up front, then all off us. All right then.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Thanks for calling.
All right. Yeah.
No, people. Me not gonna support that one there. No. When you can't buckle the elder as somebody else. See, have super chat come up there. Data boss, big up yourself. Who will be our wingers for the next World Cup window? No passport. Well, I don't know any data boss. So of course, wait to see Paula like pick out a hat. No bottle of the elder. Yeah, man. Cho. Christmas tree formation. Yeah, people, so me drop the link. I hear somebody say me biased, Virgin. If me fi talk, remember, when Ethan Pinnock did not come, the discussion was about commitment, and I was one of the persons saying it can't be commitment when the man team just go Premier League. You can't go watch about the video. So if this situation come up with Shamar, which I don't know the reason, and if it were reasons for him being at this new club, I wouldn't say it's a commitment issue. I kid you not. So that's the stance I'll take. Richard, welcome.
Happy 2022,
Yeah, man.
CD.
Same to you. And
Thank you.
What say you?
The ball is in your court. Regarding what? Because
unless a court football attack.
Court football and I get too bright, court football.
But by the way,
yes.
Richard.
Yes, sir.
You leave a very important piece of equipment.
Rock of Ages. Shh, cleft for me.
I remember you can't speak loud. Yeah, man,
yes.
You can't speak loud.
Hold on. Hold on there.
We don't want a spike come down, All right, in the meantime, we'll get some more messages. Super chat from Tennessee. Big up yourself, Tennessee. So cool. Do you really think Nicholson is a Christmas tree? On my it is all right. That's what you heard. Let me tell you what I heard. I heard him spoke about the Christmas tree formation. That's what I heard. I heard him spoke about the Christmas tree formation. So I don't know if that's what he said, Tennessee. All right, Richard is back. Boza's situation is different from Pinnock. Boza got called. We don't know if Pinnock got called. No, man, that was from in the Gold Cup in Wayne Thomas. Remember, he was called in the Gold Cup and he said that he won't be available. So if that is same situation they were talk from Gold Cup. Yeah, Richard. Yesterday ball in my court. Me don't play basketball. I must court ball attack. I'm a skill upon the court league,
Are we are, sir?
Yeah,
well,
man.
look here. Where do I start? Time is fast spent. I should be getting some sleep, but I thought let me just touch base and say how the land lies. Shamar Nicholson, are we talking about a case of double standards here, sir? We listen. We're well aware of when the likes of Mikel Antonio and other players from the Jamaica diaspora flew over from England and sometimes chose not to or were unable to. There's been a few instances and the big C word came into the court, commitment. I'll tell you straight.
Commitment came to court.
Yes. It was a red flag came up when I saw news breaking of Boza's potential unavailability, and I didn't want to touch it with a barge pole. But you have raised the question, as have others. So the ball being in your court, do you think that there is a case of double standards in place, or are you of the opinion that in retrospect, a more seasoned and mature response needs to be taken going forward when players and individuals are unavailable for one reason or the other? Over to you.
When you say double standard, what specifically do you mean?
Shamar seems to be courting far less irony, far less brickbats,
Mm-hmm.
unbuckle them, compared to the likes of Antonio for many a quarter. I could be mistaken. What say you?
Well, since I've been on this stream,
Mm-hmm.
the Big C has come to the court, and they have been saying that shows lack commitment because of the dire situation that we are currently in, and it shouldn't be a case where he decides to do whatever for whatever reason he's unavailable at this particular time. So it was a two different situation they're saying, because the Ethan Pinnock issue I am making reference to, let me make it absolutely clear, it was in the Gold Cup when his team got promoted and they were back to preseason, and ensuring that he cements his position in the team. I don't know about the other times, because if the other times we're not certain if the player was called. So I can't speak of the other time.
Right.
So that's and when that scenario came up, I defended the player. So with this scenario coming up, I don't know the significant personal issues, so you have to give player benefit of the doubt. That's me, and I stand firm on that. If people want to bash, boy, me back broad. Because if I come here, Richard, and say otherwise, then what I say before will be used and can be used against me in this court of YouTube. So
I hear you loud and clear, or I think I hear you loud and clear. Can you cast your mind back to when the likes of a Mikel Antonio was unavailable? Maybe the likes of DJ may have come across this situation and scenario. Do you feel that you have used differing levels of criticisms for one reason or other? And do you think that the viewers and subscribers that you have been in contact with have displayed relatively different attitudes to players from overseas, Jamaican, but plying their trade overseas compared to the likes of a Boza playing his trade overseas with Charleroi and now Spartak, but did a lot of his football in Jamaica as well. Do you think there's any double standards going on, or do you think it's a fair playing field?
There's a mixed crowd or a mixed multitude. So one thing I do, I respect everybody's opinion. So if the people them come out swinging at Ethan Pinnock, well, most times it's Balakar. So even though we don't like it, we still have to respect Balakar's opinion. And he always add that to it. It is his opinion. People come out, a lot of people said that they have lost respect for Shamar. And they are saying that he's not committed, especially because of the timing of this. You understand? And I cannot tell the people not to say what they want to say. So they're sharing their opinion, and we are having a dialogue, and it's nice. They share what they want to share. They conclude what they want to conclude. I love it. You understand? My thing are the passport. Trust me. Passport, you need to cut the line. I don't know if I should be saying that still, but the passport should have sort out, honestly. Passport for sort out.
We're into the realms of speculation at this juncture. Yes, the passport should have been sorted out. You would have thought. Could it be a case that Demarai has his reasons for not having this thing concluded? Is it actually in the hands of the officials overseas in England? Is it down to the JFF? Are they dragging their feet? We don't know. But it certainly does
we're not certain.
little. We don't know. We're not certain.
But we hear that it is the backlog. That's what that's what is going around, a backlog, and it does need for print. So if that is the case,
okay, all right, you're
you
serious.
understand?
It
If
just
that
needs
is the
printing.
case,
Mm-hmm. Has he been fast tracked? Do we know if he's been fast tracked, or is literally?
not sure.
Not sure.
If it was fast track, then he probably would have had it ready, or it would have been FedExed off to him.
We're gonna watch with bated breath, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I want to be corpus mentis when Jamaica face the likes of Peru and then Mexico in a important game at the office. CD, I want to get you in some
Hold Richard, before you ask that question.
Okay,
Eagle
I'm gonna
Republic.
hold it. Mm-hmm.
Big up yourself, Eagle Republic. Eagle Republic is saying Shamar Nicholson had a come to Jesus moment from the Russian oligarchs. He had an offer that he could not refuse. Allegedly, folks, I do not have 9 million Jamaican dollar or equivalent in Bitcoin.
Or cryptocurrency.
Yeah, cryptocurrency.
A Jesus moment. Eagle no easy, you know. I tell you, the comments can be very, very funny, very amusing, and yet sometimes there's no smoke without fire. CD, before I forget.
Yes, Giovanni, I know that, man. Yeah, you were gonna say something, Richard. Welcome to Cranky.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, Crank. Give thanks.
Bless up.
Every time. CD. I was speaking with JD a couple of hours earlier on iMaxit. I want to draw your attention, as you are a part of the oppress core. It's been on my mind since the start of the week. I have my notebook with several questions. And the third question says calling the press to account. I would like to know from your good self, Coach Minzy, let's just get some confirmation. Let's just get some bread and butter sorted out. Were you at the official press conference when Paul Hall was appointed the head coach, interim head coach?
If I were at the press conference?
Were you at the press conference, or was it a Zoom situation, or were you in the, was it a face-to-face
No, not face-to-face.
It was on a Zoom, was it?
Yes.
Virtual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'd like your opinion on the appointment of Paul Hall in terms of the practicalities of his appointment. How does the land lie as far as you're concerned? Namely and specifically, Mr. Hall, I understand, is not based solely and exclusively in Jamaica, but he will be splitting his time. He may actually be found more often than not to be in England or Europe, more often than Jamaica. I don't know the percentage breakdown, but what was your take during the press conference when asking and finding out the answers regarding how Mr. Hall was going to carry out his duties as the head coach, interim head coach?
He said that QPR has always given him support from the day he took up the position as assistant coach. So essentially he's saying that it won't affect his situation at QPR, being the interim coach of the Reggae Boys. It won't affect it in any way. You'll not shortchange the Reggae Boys. That's what I remember him saying in that meeting.
What say you regarding that? If you didn't ask the questions, because we're looking at the pertinent questions, if you didn't ask that question to elicit that answer, what do you make of Mr. Paul Hall's answer? How viable is it? I'm asking this question namely because I have potential concerns. I hope they don't come to fruition. But with the voices of opinions regarding the selections available and at the disposal of Jamaica, I'm concerned that Mr. Hall may start to receive brickbats and maybe on slippery and dodgy surfaces if he doesn't one, get results, and two, make the bulk of selections that certain people may feel he should make. I am in the camp where I want Paul Hall, who is no Pep Guardiola, he is no Klopp, he is no Chichi, the Brazilian national coach. He is not. He is Paul Hall, and I want his relationship with his Jamaican players under his guidance to elicit and get the best out of each other along the journey, as long as he is the head coach. What say you? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me, Coach Minty?
I think he may have frozen, Richard. I'm not sure what transpired there.
I hope he didn't freeze. I hope he didn't freeze with fear, because he looked like he was moving. His body seemed to be moving, but the lips certainly weren't moving. So we may be in the land of speculation once again. Kronk, good to see you, sir. I'm more than happy to.
By the way, bless up Lulu. See Lulu healed me up in the chat, so I appreciate that. You were saying, Richard, sorry.
Oh, no problem. I'm more than happy to hand the question over to your good self, Kronk. Are you in any way concerned about the potential brickbats that could be coming Paul Hall's way, in light of, first of all, the same question I put to Coach Minzy, the type of role he's going to play logistically and practically in terms of being the head coach, spending his time splitting it. I was in conversation with Mr. Maxwell. I think you're familiar with Mr. Maxwell, aka the leader, and he actually surprised me with the answer he gave a little earlier on another program on iMax It with JD, that he said that it's the future of coaching, and going forward he saw that Paul Hall's appointment and being based in England quite often is actually going to be beneficial for the Jamaican Reggae Boys. What's your thoughts on this, Kronk?
It's an interesting question. There have been discussions out there around, given the way national teams function, if you're a coach who want to be with your players on the field a lot, then do you get enough of that when you coach a national team? You only have certain periods, windows that you coach, or you manage, I should say, more than even coach. You don't get that day-to-day hands-on experience and or association with players. Is it feasible for a very, very good manager to just manage a national team? That's why people like Wenger didn't want to do this, because he likes to be on the training field 24/7. He likes to be there with players. He doesn't want this one-off situation. Look at Martinez of Belgium, for example. You see them when the window closed, they go back to their teams where they spend most of their time. If you're a coach, isn't that something that you aspire for? And if national teams want the best managers, because the best managers are not managing national teams for the most part, then isn't that something that they may have to allow, which is my manager is managing a team in a given league, at the same time split his duties between managing a team in a league and also being a national manager, a national coach. It is something, and look, it all depends. For Jamaica, it's a little bit more unique, right? Because we have been indicating here in this program quite a bit the need to develop the program in Jamaica, and that the national coach, similar to what I think some element of what Simonis does, need to be hands-on, need to be thinking about not just the national team, but the football in general, and make sure all aspects of the football has been developed in a way where it's sustainable. You're going to have to produce the player at the level that you're looking for. So if he's remote, if he's in the UK working with UPR or whoever he's working with, he won't be on the island there on a day-to-day basis, providing that assessment, providing that perspective, that guidance, influencing what's done, affecting what's done. He will not be there. So it's a little bit of a conundrum for Jamaica. I'm sure how you solve that problem. It may work for a more industrialized country like Belgium, Germany, and those teams because they have an infrastructure in place that works really well. They don't need a manager to be influencing things that are done across the country about how they want to play their football. They may want to have a system of play like you have in Spain, for example, but you don't need them on a day-to-day basis to really influence the direction of football. In Jamaica, I think you do. So it's a dilemma. The benefits, though, would be if we're still sourcing players from overseas, especially in the UK, he's there being able to engage with the players, go around and watch players play who may have Jamaican nationality or have the lineage to get the passport, be able to bring them to the program. So it's a catch-22 whereby you may want him on the island, but also he's beneficial if he's in the UK specifically. So I do think there are benefits and detriments to the whole situation, specifically with Jamaica and Paul Hall, given how we source some of our talent. But in general, I can see this model being employed going forward, whereby a national manager, a national coach is managing both a club team and a national team. Because who wants to do their job 10 times a year, maybe even less, a lot of times? Given if you're not in a World Cup qualifying year, you'll only have the Gold Cup, for example, and a few friendlies. And most times, teams are not releasing players for friendlies. A little bit long-winded answer, but that's my view.
I hear you. Sometimes questions do need a slightly lengthier answer. CD, are you hearing us? Are you back with us, sir?
Can I hear the coach? Are you on mute? Even though it's not saying mute.
Touch a button.
Check.
Yeah,
we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir. Big bass. Big bass. No problem. Do you remember the question I said to you?
No, I know. I don't remember it, to be honest.
Let me refresh you because it's gonna. Then I'm gonna link on to what Cronky was saying. What's your take on Paul Hall's appointment and the logistics that he will
No, I think
face?
I answered. Didn't I answer that?
Okay. What was the follow? Well, I'll tell you what the follow one is. Cronk and CD. This is where it could potentially get very interesting. Where do I start? The likes of Cataract, outstanding database at his disposal. We have the Jamaican diaspora wide and far with talent, depth, burgeoning. How constructive is the continual listing of players for Jamaica potentially being eligible? I say potentially. The ball will be in your court as to what you deem eligible in terms of, one, actually selecting the Jamaican national squad, and two, again, back to Paul Hall, what kind of pressure do you think he would be potentially under when he doesn't call up certain players for one reason or t'other? Do you think it's beneficial having these lists, or are we engaging in diddlywinks? Are we engaging in fantasy league fare?
I am confused with the question. Here's why. I don't know if in any country that doesn't want to have the universe of potential asset at its disposal in any discipline. So if I have a football program and if people can play for my team, I want the entirety of who those personnel are. And it needs to be refreshed periodically because people are going to come in and out of the program. I can select from. There will never be consensus, I don't think ever, when you select your 23-man or 35-man squad in terms of, 2 or 3 people that people think should be in or should not be out, because the talent may be close in some instance. You're going to have clear differentiation from players who you're saying, top-notch player, got to be in the squad, no dispute. As you go through your list, though, there'll be players you say, similar qualities, you don't know who to choose. But why wouldn't you want that list to be as broad as possible, as wide as possible, so you have a lot of choices? Because especially in this environment where I'm hearing quite a bit that Nicholson may not make himself available, people may be injured, you want that list, and you want to compete at the global level. You want the best players in the team, and you want to be as list as possible. I was listening to Talk Sports more recently. No, Sky Sports, actually. They're talking about some player who they think should be in the British team. I forgot who the player was who qualified for another country. And what the commentator was making saying was, something should keep him as quick as possible because they're concerned he may get capped by someone else. That's what there's a war for talent, and you should be thinking about how I can get that talent at my disposal to then be able to bring that talent into my program, not be concerned that my list is too broad and can create selection headache. I'm sure Southgate has selection headache when he thinks about Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, all these right back that he has, Kyle Walker, at his disposal and trying to figure out which one to pick. I'm sure he loves it. It's painful, but he loves it because you know what? He has choices. If one get COVID, if one get injured, if one get disgruntled, don't want to play, he can just put someone in their slot and keep moving. He has Eric Lamptey who can't get into his team, and people think about, you know what, maybe Lamptey should get a cap because Max Serran should get a cap because if they don't, they go capped by another country who they would be eligible for. So you want to make sure you have all those players at disposal. And I keep saying this 101 times, which is, if we, and I hate to say this because I said it's going to be positive all night tonight, but if we didn't have a patty shop organization running football, we'd be in a much, much better place. This whole thing about Gray and his passport, you just have to smile. You just like, if the countries run like how we run the football program, we're in so much trouble. It's amazing. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Can't make it up. It's just not. It's very logical, actually. It's very frustrating. And it's almost that the fans have much more passion than the people running the program. Like fans hear Gray's not coming, and it's like everything all hell broke loose. People are despondent, they're upset. You know why? Because they know that the quality he brings. And then you don't hear anything from the people who are running the organization or the administration providing some clarity to the fans because they don't care about the fans. They just don't. Respect the fans. I don't think the fans don't have the same acumen they do. I don't think they do respect the fans.
Well, the information, sorry, Cranky, was tweeted by the press officer.
What did he tweet? That Gray's not available?
The Everton player won't be joining the Reggae Boyz team because his passport isn't ready. Right,
and he probably shouldn't have tweeted it because if you're the press officer for the national program, you're the national program. That means you're an organization which is part of the larger country, and you're supposed to have certain influence, certain position. There are things you do to expedite processes, right? If some diplomat want to come to your country, you get to go in a special line, for example. You have a special line for national things of national interest. I'm sure trying to qualify for the World Cup is national interest in some way, shape, or form. So why wouldn't you go to the head of the line and you do that in a few days, even in COVID period, which I know things are much slower than the normal was? Why would that be? We've been hearing about this for a while now. I mean, look, when you have incompetence, there's nothing you can do about it. If somebody's incompetent, you can't help them. So incompetent raises ugly head again.
Kronk and CD, you have been on and in the vlogging hemisphere for a few months now, and you've seen and spoken with the likes of Mr. Ricketts, Mr. Ricketts and Mr. Wint, as well as Mr. Speed. Do you think their scouting system is deliberately or due to financial constraints simply not robust enough and far-reaching enough and of sufficient quality to identify talent, where the talent is, how ready are they, good at negotiating, are they good at actually disseminating information and encouraging players to come, and are they welcoming them with open arms, or is there some either incompetency, ineptitude, or they feel that it's too much trouble to actually grasp, and it's too much for them to grasp the number of players at our disposal, and it's better to be ignorant, for want of a better word? What's your take on it? Because as I said, you've seen, and I've seen shows with Mr. Ricketts, who said he wants the best players representing Jamaica, and yet we have these passport situations, and it just leaves it's not a good look. It's not a good London, England calling. It's not a good look. And I don't know how willing and interested players would be, whatever age they are, to come over to represent Jamaica when you've got these kind of situations transpiring. What say you?
Is that me or for CD?
CD is still taking his time. Kronk, you're still in the groove. I'm gonna give CD a time to come in.
You know what? I shouldn't call the JFF incompetent. I'm gonna take that back, JFF. You're not incompetent. You just don't know what you're doing, and it's not your fault. It is not your fault. If I don't know what I'm doing, then I can't say you're incompetent. You just don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. Ignorance is bliss, and you don't know what you're doing. So I forgive you. I think what you should do if you're the JFF, though, you should do some self-sacrifice, which is give up your role, get somebody in your seat who knows better, then you go do the job because you're not doing a good job. And you can only, when you're doing assessing anything, start at the top. If you want to assess how good a company is, look at who's managing the company. If you want to assess how good athletes go running track, look who their coaches are. Just look about who's influencing them, who's guiding them, who's providing what they need to be successful. And we don't have a good administration, and it's very reflective in anything that we do. Even reflective in the case you saw the other day. I hope he's indemnified. Now, if you get sued, if you're part of a board or management, you may have insurance in case you do something which doesn't work out too well. So he may have, people say he's going to pay money. Mr. Ricketts may have insurance. Maybe the JFF underwrites it and indemnifies him in anything he does in the capacity in representing the organization, which I think was the case with Lowe, actually. But I do think that I don't think the JFF know what they're doing, so I can't blame them. But I will say they're not helping the program. They're hurting the program. There is no way, and I think Leon Bailey said this a while ago, the only reason we won't qualify for the World Cup is because of JFF. Whether it's who they hire as coach, who they hire as masseuse, what players they bring in, it all starts and stops with the JFF. Even sometimes the players don't perform in the field with the right players on there. How long are we talking about midfield and center midfield? And we know we don't have good enough midfielders. We can't bring any in with the right competence. And there are a number of them out there. Whether they're Louis Baker or whoever their name may be, they have Jamaican lineage. You pursue them like the U.S. does. U.S. pursue people for 2-3 years continuously. Make sure everything they've done is done right to encourage a player to join them. What do? We have people like the Craig Butters of the world running their mouths, don't know what the hell they're talking about because he may have had some success with a couple of players, deemed to be the epitome of what football entails, deemed to be the messiah of what football entails. He just have a big mouth. I don't mind saying it. Big mouth. Players are not committed. So when Leon doesn't come, is he not committed? When Nicholson doesn't come, he's not committed. I don't know what Nicholson's situation. I would say Nicholson is not committed. I have no idea what his personal situation. You can't bash someone until you are in their shoes, understand their situation. The timing may not be good. There may be views about, it's a response to what happened with Top Up. We don't know. And we probably should stop speculating. And maybe the player will come and give his rationale as to why. We may not accept his rationale. But it is what it is. I'm not bashing anyone because they have to make decisions about their personal situation. Because I've said this over and over again. If I have to choose between myself, my family, and my country, I'm choosing myself and my family. You know why? Because when I'm not playing well, they get rid of me. And they have no use for me. So why would I choose you over me? The collective want to be chosen. The collective want to be supported, but the collective is not supportive. So why would I choose you over me when you're not in my corner if I'm not playing football well for you? That doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. But we all sit here and bash these players sometimes, including yours truly sometimes, by the way, because I want to win, because I'm thinking about me and as the collective, because I want positive outcome. Not thinking about those players' personal situation. And frankly, they should choose them in their family over. People say, well, nationalism, but you're not supporting the players. Some national players are in hard times. Are you generating funds to help them through their difficult times when they gave up, when they played a lot of football for the national program? So I think people sometimes are very hypocritical, which is it's hard to digest sometimes. When you know the situation, you can make an informed decision about whether you agree, disagree, and bash whatever you want to do. But unless you do, then stop speculating and stop hitting the player really hard about this because you don't know. It happened with Pinnock, it happened with other players, frankly. But the players who we like, and for Nicholson, some for Bailey, we are very mild with how we address them. And if they didn't born in Jamaica, you will have the people like Maverick. I'm calling them out. The Maverick, the person on Sport Max, I won't call him in the derogatory name that he's being called. The Butlers of the world, the coaching fraternity in Jamaica, they all come out in their droves to denigrate, belittle, question people's commitment when they have no idea about their personal situation. They don't. And they're in position of authority, which makes it even more damning and unacceptable, frankly.
Let me read this super chat. Lulu, big up yourself. I am concerned that if we don't cap Gray, England will swoop in and cap him, and we will be regretting this one for a while. I hope I'm wrong.
So can I touch this, Coach? Two things. One is that may happen, given the way he's playing. But if he's smart enough, he's really realize he may end up like AMN and may not take that cap. But for most kids who grew up in England, it's hard not to take the cap, right? That's why you aspire, just where you grew up seeing, knowing if you're going to be capped by the country, and you think you're good enough, you probably take the cap, right? Because you think you're good enough. You may not be, especially if you're in form. But it's a big deal now for a lot of countries, not just for the UK, around players who can play for other countries. Look at people like Zaha, for example. You see that happening. Tons of players who played in France, for example, were born in France who play for African countries. That's becoming much more of a challenge for those countries. So they want to cap you and lock you up, lock you in, shouldn't say lock you up, so that you can play for someone else. So even though they may not think that you may be a sustainable part of their process, they still want to lock you up and make sure that, you know what, you can only play for them going forward. So that may happen.
Yeah, so big up Ryan LFC. Ryan said the truth is coming tomorrow morning, Reggae Boyz fans, about Shamar Nicholson. Yep, I said that his team will be responding. So Ryan said he's gonna come in the morning. Let us see.
Yeah, Coach, there's one thing, Coach.
The masses will see.
There's a difference between not being available for a Gold Cup or a friendly versus a World Cup qualifier. That does beg some questions. So we'll see what his excuse is or his rationale is. That's a bit more challenging because normally most players make themselves available for World Cup qualifiers. They don't pull out of those. They'll pull out of other situations, but not World Cup qualifiers. Most time you'll see them, especially when you have a chance to qualify, because they want to play in the World Cup. Now, he made things that, you know what, Antoni's there, I'm not starting. But as I said, I don't want to speculate on his rationale. As Ryan is saying, we'll hear tomorrow, and then we'll hear what the rationale is.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Coach Minzy, when you
yes,
get
sir.
Back to the press conference, because I'm fascinated at how robust and how pertinent the questions were during this press conference. Again, because I've got concerns, and I hope these are.
Hold on, can I ask you a question, Richard?
Oh, you certainly may. Of course, anytime.
You recently re-listened the press conference?
No, I did not. In fact,
okay.
No. In fact, I believe MPEC. I was online earlier this morning, and I saw that MPEC had posted the press conference, and I just didn't have the chance to watch it. So yeah, I've been busy all day, so I've not had a chance. But I just wanted to get a gauge of the temperature of the press conference and what Paul Hall was asked and how you felt he came across. I mean, it's debatable whether we could say that every manager is ultimately an interim manager because they're only there for a certain period of time. and before you know it, someone else is chomping at the bit, looking to take over the reins and do a better job. We saw what happened with the Tapper Rain, but Mr. Paul Hall has got a mammoth task on his hands. I've picked up some people saying, look, I just want a winning team, and as long as the team is winning, that's all I'm concerned about, and that will keep me happy. What I want to know is what happens if the team is losing or drawing, and the results aren't coming, and maybe the performances aren't coming, maybe the performances are coming, but the results aren't. Will we be sitting supporting four square behind Paul Hall, or will we be chomping at the bit and starting to create smoke screens and roadblocks for Mr. Hall as we go in search of someone else? How robust was the questioning at the press conference, and how secure are you, Coach Minzy, in Paul Hall's appointment going forward?
How robust were the questions? I think I'm not sure of the matter of robust, but they were pertinent questions.
Okay.
Right. In terms of how secure I am, I can't be secured, and I've always been saying this, until I see the team that is selected, and then I see how the team plays, then I'll make a conclusion on the way forward where Paul Hall is concerned. I've never seen him in charge in that capacity, so I have to see him in that capacity first before I actually make a conclusion, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do, to a certain degree. Have you seen him? Have you seen him at training on the pitch with the players?
Of
I
course,
know. Yes, lines of
I see
communication
him.
very strong.
You see, yes, I think he has a strong personality. He's a very confident person. He seems to know what he's doing, knows what he wants from the players. So yeah, in that regard, but I have to see it in actuality. You know what I mean? To see him in that position, because warming up a team, getting a team ready at that particular time is different from you being at the helm when a game is played on the sidelines. Two different capacities.
For sure. I'm trying to find a balance in my head, because I know that I was excited and willing. I'm willing for Paul Hall to be given his way and to do the best he can with the quality at his disposal. But I've had to temper, personally, I could be wrong, but I'm tempering my expectations, primarily because he's not had experience as an international coach.
Yeah,
But
that
he has a
question
lot.
was thrown at him.
Oh, was it? Okay. And how did he how did he respond? Because,
Well,
as
he
I said, he's no
responded,
pet.
said that he has no experience, but he has experience in getting 3 points. So, and like I said, he's a very confident sounding gentleman. So he seemed to have a swag, you know. So I mean, if that is something to go by, then I am still being patient enough, waiting to see what will happen. I can't give a say a final conclusion of the matter at this particular juncture.
No, yeah, and you don't have to necessarily give a final, but I like the word you use there, patience. When you say patience, how long is patience in your estimate to you? What constitutes being patient with Paul Hall? I can tell you that it's going to be beyond this World Cup
No, I'm
qualifying
saying
campaign.
I'm being patient up until the time. I'm not saying it's a matter of being patient to see him work for the 6 games. I am being patient up until the time of selection of team and the first game. Then I'll start to, decipher, dissect, and all of these things to indicate what he could be about.
Interesting. We may have a difference of opinion there. Interesting. I'm not going to be jumping on Mr. Hall's back, but this is again, it's not an easy road, as the song says. So we'll see. Kronk, I'd like your opinion on how much patience or how much time you're prepared to give Paul Hall, and then I'd love to hear from Captain Cataract before we touch on the vexed question of the role of vloggers and what part we have to play in Jamaican football. Kronk, over to you, sir, and then Captain.
Well, I'm going to try to talk as long as possible because I won't get a chance to speak again for the evening. So I'm going to try to extend this out, stretch it as much as I can. Look, I think it's a results business. Paul Hall, Whitmore, no matter who the person is, it's a results business. And if we don't see material change in how we play, in how we're organized, in having some kind of a system, and it seems like it may work, then if he has bad results, he's going to get the same grief as everyone else, right? The question is, what's a good amount of time to judge the team's performance under his management? And that's where the challenge is. He has 6 games remaining. Are we going to see any discernible difference? And the problem is, who will he have at his disposal playing when these games materialize and they come aboard? Because right now, we hear people pulling out, right? So the question is, who will be available? Will you have a very good squad available? We're poor in the center of the park. We're poor in the wings. There's no Bailey. There'll be no Gray. There's a bunch of no's that's popping up. And we have some very difficult games upcoming. So how will that work? I don't know. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think we need to have somebody in the seat for a little while, even if we don't have the best outcome, because you need time to implement your program and to implement your system. And you need to be allotted that time to allow it to manifest, materialize, and to evolve. And right now, if you just have him in for 6 games and get rid of him, first of all, I'm not sure we have the money to pay anybody anyway. So we can talk about how we want as coach. Go get Guardiola. We can't pay him, so what difference does it make? We hear Mr. Speed saying some other forums about us having money, and then you hear the secretary says, well, we don't have any money. We're out of money. So I don't know how that works. You don't know who to believe anymore. And frankly, the patty shop runs as it normally runs. So some people tell me that patty shop is run really well. Patty shops I know, and it depends on who owned them, was the same structure, same people for year after year. And I didn't see any upliftment in them. But maybe they were investing the money someplace else. I don't know. So I turned over to I was going to say esteemed colleague, but it's not. Because I hear about ultras and fire. I'm going to support them thing there. Ultra, let me manage my words carefully. Ultras are not people you want to associate with. And no, it's not your time yet. Ultras are not people you want to associate with. If you hear about ultras like in Italy, you don't want to associate with them. In fact, you want to stay far as possible from them. So the floor is yours, by the way. Because I know you're dying. In fact, you may collapse. Before I make you collapse, because you don't give me allowed to speak, the floor is yours. Don't collapse on me. Speak.
I was just giving you a friendly bit of advice. My lawyer is in the chat. I now roll lawyered up.
I live in the US, I live in Jamaica. Sue me all you want, and still don't know where to sue.
Oh, she's in the Washington bar. Don't worry about it, my friend.
You don't care where she want, eh?
I'm just saying.
You can't comment on public figures, by the way. You have much more allowance to comment on public figures as you do on private citizens. You say you're part of the media, so that means you're a public figure. You're part of the media. Are you saying that you no longer?
Yeah, Cataract need to make a decision on this ultra
Make up your mind. Make up your mind.
Ultra and media boss, because
yeah.
That there seems to be a conflict of interest there.
Yes.
So let me tell you what kind of boss I am. Cataract, the passport boss. Richard, do you recognize this name?
Waitrose. I do.
Waitrose.
Identified.
From England, isn't it?
Indeed.
You know that the British Airways flight lands on a Wednesday?
Go ahead.
And the passenger on the flight take me to the passport office on Thursday. And she's on her way to Montego Bay now with a brand new passport.
What did you say, Catherine?
Received it on Wednesday, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the passport office on Thursday. She's on her way to Montego Bay with her Jamaican passport. You don't really want to mess with the ultras. 20-something of 2nd of February when? Did you pay for a 14-day slow service for a national footballer? We need 18 points from 6 games. So the next time anybody speaks to anybody from the JFF, the Ultras would like to know, what service did the Jamaica Football Federation pay for Demarai Gray's passport? Because apparently, with the COVID backlog, still can get a passport in 24 hours. Porcupines. Actually, that's my lawyer.
Big up Sophia. She said the law boss is here for Team Cataract.
Yeah, Sophia, I think you need to improve your clientele. I think you really need to improve your clientele, Sophia. That's what I'm working on for, Sophie. Call me.
Hey, client, big up the whole Team Cataract. Me nah let you down, brother.
Cataract, I'm speaking.
Lulu, everybody,
Okay.
me nah let you down.
You're not gonna let them down. Cataract.
I told you, no David Davis, no Demarai Gray. Because the people who are handling these things, as they say, know not what they do.
You're answering the question that I was going to
By
ask.
the way, for a little higher fee, which is somewhat less than 9 million US, that's what we get if we qualify, you could get an emergency travel document on the same day. Just saying. February when? The Premier League starting attacking midfielder wingers passport. You'll be ready.
Cataract, you were at the press conference when Paul Hall was made interim head coach. Were JFF representatives there, and were you concerned? Did you ask, or did fellow journalists ask the hard, pressing questions as to the competency, the desire of the JFF to help Paul Hall and help those players who he hopes to bring in? Did you ask those hard, pressing questions as to their determination to get the job done?
Sir Richard?
Yes, sir.
For the doubting Thomases, let me read Issa Allen's question.
Issa Allen.
Renewed my passport last week. 3-day service. That's the one for 7,000 or 6,000. Issa, just let us know. Never heard anything about the COVID backlog. February when?
That's the date he's going to receive it?
No, that's the date that was reported on Reggae Boyz commentaries. February is when he's going to receive the passport. The most critical piece of the puzzle that person.
So he's going to receive it the 22nd of February?
The 2nd of February, sir.
Oh, the 2nd of February. Oh.
Let's count back what you
That's
think.
a match day, right?
14 days. Well, it don't really matter what day it is because
So Cataract, why can't they?
it doesn't matter what day it is because you would have to get the release for the player 14 days ahead.
So what can be done? What can be done?
Yeah,
as
that's
we
the
speak?
question. What's the solution?
It's a rare solution.
It's a what?
It's a rare solution.
Cataract.
Coach.
Yeah, stop being so dramatic. Just
Yeah,
explain
it's
to us
not-
what
we
he's
know-
saying.
it's
Stop
not-
being
if
so,
it is-
all right, so that means being so dramatic. I have my style. Let me tell you something, Coach. We need 18 points from 6 games to qualify for the World Cup. You're asking me, the so-called Ray man, 10,500 for 3 days. That's about 80 US.
So when does he have to have the passport? We're saying 14 days prior to the first
No,
game.
it doesn't
right?
matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore
Okay.
because you have to call him 14 days ahead of the game.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter anymore.
So you're putting the delay squarely at the desk of the JFF.
I rarely disagree with my friend Simon Preston. But PICA are professional. They are astute. They are able to discern the phrase in the national interest. They certainly are. Because I would say, I don't know the ins and outs. When I went, lots of people getting their passports. As a matter of fact, when you sit on a day, who have 3-day service? Who have the express service, the 1-day service, the 24-hour service? Who have the same-day service? I heard all of those shouted out yesterday. 24-hour service for passport is available. It's
Coach
your program, Coach, so I'm going to be very circumspect with my words.
You're being very circumspect.
Right.
This is interesting. Very interesting.
The time certain major functionaries take to dig up information on YouTube bloggers should be taken to dig up getting the gentleman's passport, the most critical piece of the puzzle now that you don't have Leon Bailey.
So who digging up information on bloggers?
This one here.
I know what Cataract is referring to, and alas, if
you saw you heard my disdain earlier.
I did on
if you can
accent.
dig up
I did.
Cataract scouted a player in 2007. You could certainly dig up that their 24-hour passport available and 3-day passport available in time for Demarai Gray to have been here on the 27th of January.
Coach Minzy, let me ask you squarely and directly. Are you surprised? You've had Mr. Ricketts on the show. He was on I Am Sure. We've had Mr. Wint. We've had Mr. Speed on this program, interviewed by your good self and fellow panelists. To what degree do you believe, without getting yourself into any hot water, to what extent do you believe?
Well, if it is a hot water question about a cool water, may like use.
Yeah, it's not going to be a hot water, but look, from here, I was full of optimism during the start of the Gold Cup. I was curious, and the optimism was pleasantly surprising to me as Jamaica made their way through the Gold Cup, only to falter. But that was interesting times. Now we've got this fine crop of players. I'm concerned that we don't have the it's not a good look. The organizational side of things, I don't know in terms of how attractive it is, and I don't know if the players' minds and hearts will be entirely focused on tasks at hand in light of things like this. Demarai Gray, I saw him play in the FA Cup recently. He was easily the man of the match. The man was running and running and running. He showed skill, acumen, determination, focus, desire.
Richard, stop, please. You're making the audience very perturbed. He's not talking about how good the players is not coming. That's not gonna help.
It's the irony. It's the irony. So that's why I've been focusing and checking with you guys as members of the press corps as to because you're in a position, one, to ask the pressing tough questions. Two, you also help give us the narrative and the information, and you're holding the JFF and the likes of Paul Hall and other significant people and individuals. You're holding their feet to the fire. So when we get this kind of situation where Demarai Gray is left hanging until early February at last count to get a passport, well, you know, I'm willing to say, okay, he's going to get the passport. Better late than never. But how long are these things going to continue? And how comfortable are you, Coach Minzy? Cataracts, how comfortable are you that you can ask the pertinent questions and get answers from competent enough people? Because they might be pulling the wool over some people's eyes. But again, on the other hand, to give them credit, they have welcomed the blogosphere. They've eventually come on board. But the answers they're giving, this is what I'm keen on delving
Richard,
into.
I'm gonna stop you
answers.
there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
Stop you there.
All right.
They don't welcome the bloggers. They have no choice. You can't control something that got out of Genie box and Genie jar left the station. You better get on board or be left behind. They don't. I would love something if I can control it. They can't control the bloggers. They don't love. Let's not anyone say they love the bloggers. They're not saying that. That cannot be correct. Nobody wants to be beaten 24/7 and say I love being beaten 24/7. Who does that? That's not reality.
Stan, I have to agree with you. You're very insightful, man. So what they do is they get surrogates and put them to make wonderful videos targeting others and saying, if you don't toe the line, we won't come on your program. Go watch the video. Don't even go watch the video.
No, but look, at the end of the day,
Stan, it's not a love. I agree with you that it's not a love.
And I agree as well, by the way. Let's be clear, crystal clear.
It is an acceptance of the inevitable.
Right.
Yeah,
right?
Look, at the end of the day, I am just, it's frustrating. I must admit, I don't even feel like watching the football anymore. I'm just annoyed. I don't like to see incompetence rear his head. It's very frustrating when you know better and you don't see better. It's just, you just can't digest it. You don't understand it. You don't know why that occurred. They can't be that bad. Something is amiss.
Stan, a certain vlogger in a video that couldn't get 1,000 views said, Cataract should shut up.
Hold on, Cataract, hold on. Let me read the super chat first. Okay. Lord O'Connor, big up yourself. So if 14 days is the magic number to call him, why can't the JFF get the passport to him before the second or the third game? And another one is coming through to Richard. Money and links run Jamaica. But it seems the JFF doesn't seem to have any of the latter.
So,
big up, Jason.
Okay, so they diverted me in a particular. I was gonna say something I can't remember.
You were talking about yourself, Joe. You were saying that somebody said that Cataract shouldn't be in a program.
Oh, right. The selector, one who is only qualified to be a selector, because the persons who are in the JFF, elected to the JFF, are competent to do the job. Well, did they competently get a passport for Demarai Gray of Everton FC, a winger who the JFF has identified as a position in which we are weak? Let me also ask you, Coach, did the JFF send a request for release for the championship winger? Having realized that Demarai Gray won't get his passport, have you sent a release for the championship winger? who was born in Jamaica so that he could be here in time, since you guys know it all.
I know nothing of that, Qatar.
No, this is a question to the.
Oh, it's a rhetorical question.
No,
So,
not to
wait,
the
wait.
JFF persons in the chat because they're here.
So
Right.
I have a comment or a question.
So I just want
My
to be clear.
esteemed media personnel. No, let me just say this. I'm gonna call you guys out, CD and Cataract, who I'm told are media personnel. These questions, no, I'm dead serious on this. These questions I'm asking this forum need to be asked in the press conferences.
Where?
Because people want
press
answers, and
conference?
we can't ask. We don't have access to ask those questions.
Which press conference? Was there one?
Whatever press conference they're going to hold before they have qualifiers, what they're going to hold for the Peru game that they may or may not, maybe it's Paul Hall alone going to speak, but maybe the question is posed to Paul Hall. And then he said, I'm going to talk to the JFM and get back to you. But it needs to be posed somebody in the administration in some capacity so as to get some clarity around some of these questions. And you guys have access as media personnel to be able to pose those questions.
Yeah.
That's presuming that there will be a press conference.
Yeah, that is not calling out then. That probably is a prompt to indicate that if there's a press conference, we should ask pertinent questions.
But we should actually try to collate those questions. Wait. We should collate those questions to make sure the questions which we're thinking and or being asked in the forums that we're involved in are part of this program. The ones that we really need answers to, such as the one category is posing, which is players given positions where we have deficiencies, given players who are available and have our nationality and can qualify, why weren't they sourced? Some of the questions. First of all, Catherick, you know something was funny? When England had a situation after the Euro qualifier and Gray got perturbed and stopped following England and stopped following Jamaica and doing all this stuff, that was the time to pursue the player.
Exactly. But you know what else? For those who are supremely confident, coach, and I'll give this one for free. The next time you have an important player, like let's say a Mason Holgate, fly him to Jamaica, and he can get his citizenship and passport in 48 hours.
Is that a situation where all relevant documents are available?
All relevant documents. With all relevant documents.
Remember, some of these players sometimes
once you have the document, coach. Right. Coach, I don't know why you'd be an apologist for the JFF.
No, it's not. Come on, Qatar. We have
nobody.
Hold on. Listen. No. You're not calling me out and then talk about it. No. I am not Cataract. I am not being an apologist. I want the people to know that the case is if the player have all documentation, we have to be clear in what we disseminate.
No, you don't need. No, they don't need to have all the documentation because they can come out here and pay.
Well, you just said yes.
Let me finish. I'm going to even tell you, it would add another 48 hours. If they don't have all the documentation, because they would then have to go to the Registrar General, which would be an additional step to get the birth certificate for their grandparents.
So don't tell me, I'm being an apologist, when you did not qualify or clarify that aspect of it. You need an additional 2 days. So I asked the right question.
If you don't have the documents, but I'm saying to you, we were not discussing players without documents.
But we want to know the two aspects. Where you have all the documents and where you don't have all the documents.
I apologize if I asked you about the two aspects. I apologize.
Well, you know they have FedEx, right? You know FedEx can be overnight.
No. Certain things can't send.
So how does he get there then?
Well, a diplomatic bag.
Oh, okay.
They use the diplomatic bag. Coach, what I want to say is these wise men who ain't so wise and who really need to spend more time on their craft, which is leading the JFF, is just seek the answers and don't believe that you know it all because you speak up in your nose. That's not what gets it done. What gets it done is happening to know the process and know the delays associated with the process and know the workarounds with the process. Coach, would you recall in November when I said, if the JFF requires assistance, I think Mr. Speed was in a program to get the passport for Demarai Gray. That's when he was suffering with the AE syndrome. Same one that Andre Gray suffered from, AE, right? I could get it done if they contacted me properly. You recall that one, right? Because I just want to make sure everybody hears. So I'm just a bashman. I raised my hand and offered to assist the process because they don't know what they're doing. Period.
Diplomatic bags are done by DHL.
Pardon me?
Diplomatic bags are done by DHL.
No, the thing there. Ian Campbell? Absolutely.
CC.
But Ian Campbell, you can go
What you
to
up to?
PICA. You can go to PICA
Look,
and see if you have all the documentation, your citizenship.
no, but Ketera, question.
But
Christian,
Ian is
you never-
saying citizenship
Pardon me?
in 2 days. Interesting. Apparently, the process has improved since I moved up.
I'd like to get CC into this conversation. CC, from your perspective, how is Jamaican football, specifically the national team, looking? I put it to you that right now it's not quite a good look, and
looking
this
bleak.
is
It's looking like my blazer right now.
my lord,
Dark.
my lord. Do you think all of this noise is actually having any impact, or potentially will have any impact, on Paul Hall's tenure and the Jamaican squad under his guidance?
Stop. Since me get people that bring me drink during program outside, a man I get up, step up to it.
Thanks enough for
But I know that his little daughter bring the drink to you. Don't act like you're a gallus. Don't act like you're a gallus. But don't say little daughter bring the drink come. Daddy.
Either way. Listen.
Did you hear the question, CC, or did
Repeat
someone
the
else on the
question.
panel want to
I didn't
ask?
hear the question.
I didn't hear the question either.
Do you think that with all of this Demarai Gray situation and other situations regarding the JFF, I put it to you that it's just not a good look. But do you think it's going to impact tangibly, practically on the tenure of Paul Hall and his working relationship with the national team? Because expectation levels in terms of performance, Cataracts has talked about 18 points. We know 18 points are on offer with 6 games remaining. With this kind of smoke and noise going on, I think that it's not the best state of affairs, and I'm really concerned, which is again why I'm keen for the likes of Cataract and Coach Minzy, as Kronk said, ask questions when given the opportunity, so we can hold the JFF's feet to the fire and we can actually press on. I mean, as vloggers and as panelists, we have an opportunity to hopefully enrich and help the JFF improve. That's where I'm coming from. Am I wet behind the ears, CC? Coach Minzy? Speak!
All right.
Boss, the other man we can ask a question and answer to the same thing. See, you ask the question and provided the answer. CC can elaborate on the answer.
That's what I'm saying. But my question though, with
the question I'm asking, you know, so you have to give him an answer.
All right, my answer, in my opinion, I don't think it will have a tangible impact on the performance of the coach, because, as I said before, the 6-match performance of Paula will not define his career in terms of breaking it. Because to me, it's a win-win situation for Paula. If he somehow miraculously get us the points required to qualify for the campaign, it basically skyrockets his value in the market in terms of coaching, in terms of persons who would like to have him as a coach and stuff. If he doesn't, then it was an experiment and it did not work out. And it's not that unnecessary experiment in the case that it would damage
how you view him as a coach. Because then again, with the players at his disposal, we will probably look and judge him in terms of how the players play, how they react. But I don't think Pollard is under the pressure that the previous coach would have been under in terms of getting the team to the World Cup. Right now, Pollard's job is to just make sure we are not an embarrassment to the rest of the campaign in terms of what he has to work with. So if Pollard qualifies for the World Cup, honestly speaking, it's a miracle. And a lot of persons would, it's like, Pollard qualifies for the World Cup, I don't think we can afford him. Let me just put it like that. If Pollard qualifies this team for the World Cup, we can't afford to pay him to coach the national program. Because the
All right.
that will come for him in and around the point in time will be much bigger and grander, because if a man can qualify a team with 18 points from 6 games and the campaign was in peril with 7 points from 8 games, then you must know that Mexico, Panama, and there are other teams now that's coming up. Other teams will be looking at it and say, okay, and present an offer to him. Can we match that offer? And will he accept that offer? So that is just my answer still.
Okay. I noticed Ian Campbell put up this information, and it sounds like he's challenging Cataract's 2 days claim. And I'd love for Ian, if you could just jump on and give us some clarity on this, because you're saying
Coach.
citizenship in 2 days. Interesting.
Coach.
Apparently the process has improved since I moved up.
Well, I don't know if my brother Ian was causing the progress to backlog, but coach, this is what the process is.
Mm-hmm.
Document check. Valid birth certificate for the applicant.
Tick.
Mother or father, whoever you're applying for, if it's the parent, their birth certificate is accurate. It matches the name on your birth certificate. Check. If you're applying through a grandparent and the mother's name has changed, you have to provide a marriage certificate to show what her maiden name was. Her birth certificate would show her parents' name. So you make 4 checks. It does not take 4 days to make 4 checks.
That's for the citizenship, right?
That's what I meant. No, man,
Citizenship.
Right.
Citizenship in 2 days.
No, man, citizenship different from something like Cataract.
Hold on, man. Citizenship different from what?
Listen,
read the comment on the screen, man. He said citizenship in 2 days. What is
yes,
citizenship
that's why
different from?
I'm asking you. There's
It's a question he's asking.
Yeah, but from my understanding, there's this thing called citizenship by descent. There are 4 different types of citizenship, and the citizenship by the expedited citizenship.
There's no expedited citizenship. There's an expedited passport.
The process for expedited citizenship is 15 days, at $15,000 a pay, 10,000 for the regular service, and 5,000 for the expedited service. So unless it has changed.
So what I'm saying to you, my brother, is this is what
I need
is
somebody from PICA.
actually done. This is what is actually done. You check 4 documents against each other to ensure that the person who is applying for citizenship by descent is actually a true descendant of the Jamaican whose descent they are depending on. I know what sound confusing. Demarai Gray, his father is Mr. Gray. And Mr. Gray's father.
Hold on, this breaking transition. Brain drain a comic, you know. Cataract, we have to take a time out, man. No make things so serious. Brain drain, I thought PICA was when a pregnant woman eat the hurt.
Coach, me serious in a coach. On my side look like it now, but make it.
So we not serious. We not
Brain
serious.
drain. No, man, I
We
get to
not
the brain
serious.
drain because now you see this thing when
Listen to me. We have to give the you have to give the Fiesta a little expression, different
Yeah,
expression sometimes.
right now, them news are we are here, coach. If we not get
Then we
little
not have to laugh about it. We can't sulk up myself
no,
about
that's
it.
what I said. The news that we are hearing with Boyz out and available, displays turning out, the news, them news are not pretty. You ever get little laughter otherwise?
You think me I make it stress me? Back to you, Cataract. Go ahead.
So Stan, what I'm saying is, and persons in the chat, right? The actual process, what it is to determine whether you are a citizen eligible for citizenship by descent, requires the checking of 4, maximum 6 documents to ensure.
So that's all they need?
That's all they do, yes.
My word.
So don't come and tell me anything about 15 days. It may mean that there actually has to have some time because of the number of applications that we got. But that's what they actually do. It's a process that takes less than 5 minutes. Then when you check, when the clerk checks and says, okay, they then take the file, which is a brown thing with a number at the side of it. And
before you reach at the file, Cataract, what would have caught Virgin? You don't like people ask the question, someone.
Before I read
Cataract, it shouldn't be a process of education. We ask a question to learn, Virgin. Yet when time you ask a question, you give an expression like no question should be asked.
I'm not saying no question. I'm not saying no question should be asked.
Yeah, but you're true. You do like this. Like me not to ask the question.
But coach,
remember, so that is a means of communication, you know. Your body language, you know, brother.
By the way, I want to ask one question.
Hold on, the CC. Me want, since the process, you have sometimes there are persons who have a lengthy process. I want to know what would be in those 6 things that you check that would have caused the thing to delay. We are trying to learn.
Yeah, and I'm happy to answer that. But
exactly.
If I can get to finish the process. So what would happen to that is that one of the documents may not match, or when somebody submits and the document is not there, or somebody submits a false document and they can't determine they can't trace the line of descent. So maybe your mother doesn't have the marriage certificate that shows that she was married to her father and that her name changed legally and she is really Shirley Gray and not Shirley Peters. So any discrepancy between the documents is what would cause the delay. If there's a discrepancy, and there are discrepancies, and the truth of the matter is the delay doesn't come most times when the document goes to PICA. The delay is in the person gathering the documents.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna have to make
they take a long time to gather the documents. So when it gets to PICA, it's just a check-in process.
So what do they do in England on that side of the spectrum?
England, in the United Kingdom, which I tried to explain at the time to Ian Campbell, you don't need to go into the embassy at England. What is at the embassy is a justice of the peace and a notary public. And they are able to assist you to check that you have all the documents correct. So and they are able to notarize the documents that need to be notarized because they are a notary public or justice of the peace, whichever embassy it is. But so that can be done by any notary public.
So that means, Cataract, that means that PICA needs to update their website and their information.
To say what?
As in to explain all of this that you're saying. Because what they're saying is that they offer an expedited service for locals and persons in England in terms of getting their citizenship by descent. And the process is 15 days, and you have to submit to the Jamaica High Commissioner Consulate or the embassy.
So let me help you. That is correct. That's one route. So let me ask you, if you are in Scotland You're saying that the person has to drive down or fly down to the embassy in England, in London, or if you are in Iceland, where the because you know the embassy in England takes care of several other countries.
But the thing about it is not.
Hold on a second, I'm asking not what I think about. I'm
Yes, a
asking.
question. Yes, a question.
Would the person have to fly? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I say I can only give you an answer based on what PICA has provided. In terms of if you know there's other information, you can tell me off the air, or so I can look for the information. But other than the information that I know about, I can't say.
It's not off the air. There's an embassy in Brussels that's responsible for Holland, that's responsible for all the countries in Europe. The people, they don't have to drive in there, whatever. What they do at the embassy, ask them what they do. Ask them what they do. By the way, my brother, that does include the time that it takes to send the document back to you, right?
The 15 days.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I said Cataract is like a pro.
Hold on, is the time it takes to take the document back to you. But if you're a British citizen and you come to Jamaica, you can just go in and submit your documents. You don't have to go to no embassy.
Oh no, you wouldn't. It's just
right. So what I'm saying to you, the embassy is not a mandatory step.
Oh no, sir. I guess it's just if you don't want to come.
Facilitatory step, and they charge a fee for that, right? But if you are English person, you can bring all the 6 documents, coach, and just walk into PICA at Constant Spring Road. They can't tell you, say, go back to England and submit it to the embassy. And you just pay whatever fee you need to pay, the relevant fee, and get the process.
See the thing we're something that I talk about. CC. So they have forms that you have to fill out,
Yes, there's a form. There's an application form. You have to apply for the citizenship.
You have regular service, expedited service, overseas expedited, London only.
I'd be wary about making a mountain.
Hold on, Cranky have a question. Cranky has a question. Cranky, go ahead.
No, the question is how easy it is to get if you're trying to go through your mom, your dad, or your grandparents, how easy to get their birth certificate to commence the process?
So it goes like this. This is my observation. The player who is depending on the parent, that whole process goes through faster. Right? Like a Kevin Stewart.
So forget about players, just a person in general.
No, hold on. We are talking about players. A person who is depending on the parent,
right.
You are able to get your father or mother is more likely to have their birth certificate.
Okay.
When you begin depending on the grandparent, then all kind of searches have to happen because many times the grandparent has died.
No, that's not my question. My question is this. Suppose your parents don't have their birth certificate. Can you just get it from the registrar's office easily?
Yeah, you can.
But how easy is it to get it? Because if you made a request suppose your parents has passed away, you made a request on their behalf. Would they provide that to you? Because you're not the parent.
Yeah, man, you can make it through a lawyer.
Or you got to go through an attorney.
No, I said you can. I don't know if you have to, but you can get birth certificates. You just have to have the date of birth and sometimes you have the number. But I mean, most times the parent
here's my concern. Sorry, Qatar. Here's my concern.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's in UK like Demarai Gray, right?
Yes.
He wants to get his citizenship upgraded to being a Jamaican. Would he need to go on the PICA's website, get the form? Because what they're saying is that you submit the form to the High Commissioner in London. But you said initially that they could bypass that aspect of it.
They can fly to Jamaica.
Oh, really?
Of course.
Yeah, but I mean...
you can do it while you're on vacation. This is what I asked you. Do we think that if a British citizen turned up at the PICA office on Waterloo Avenue and said, I'm here to submit. This is my birth certificate. This is my passport. This is my, which is the ID that they use, right? So this is me. I'm identifying myself. This is my passport. This is my mother's birth certificate. I'm applying, and this is the form that I've filled out. Do you think that they're going to say to them, no, we cannot accept it. You have to go back to England and submit it to the embassy in England?
No, they won't do that. That's a different.
Right.
What if somebody can't afford to fly to Jamaica, Qatar? We have to look at all the
but
scenarios, you know.
What I'm saying to you is, if you coach, if you can't afford a lawyer, you can get an attorney to apply on your behalf. You can use the services of an attorney.
You can't afford to fly, or you can afford an attorney.
Attorney is less than an airfare. I don't know.
No, but I mean,
but
you can.
This commenter is saying that to Qatar, there's a person that works that desk in the mission in England. The other person that can facilitate the process to get the documents to the main areas called an honorary consul.
Yeah, that's how you can either go through the consulate, or you can bring the thing up a PICA yourself.
Right. So the consulate in England and the consulate in New York and the consulate in these countries are facilitators. They're not mandatory. Coach, I studied business process engineering. Ask yourself, what do they do? When you take the document there, ask what it is that they do. And I'm saying to you, they notarize the document, because you can't send, your passport cannot travel without you. So you can't send your British passport to Jamaica. So they make a copy of it and say, this is a true copy, and I seal it, and they notarize it.
Because they're gonna need the original documents. So the original documents are notarized.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what the service that they do.
The one thing that baffles the mind is that JFF couldn't get the document in time for the. No. Remember, I am just looking at that from the point of view where if you need this player to play in the team, and you need the passport and certain documents at a certain point in time, you cannot tell me a Jamaica will leave Cataract. You can't tell me say you couldn't do something to expedite it. Everybody in Jamaica is supposed to know how to expedite a service.
You know what? You know how you do it? You say, hi, I'm here to pay for an expedited service. What's the quickest way I can get the passport?
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
You need to know.
And
I'm sure this.
You say, here is my credit card, or here is the cash. Run it.
Simple like this, Cataract. I've seen persons
Why you baffled?
Get a visa in 24 hours.
I don't know about visa.
I'm saying to you that when an entertainer goes for a visa at the place, when I've seen an entertainer go for a visa, and when they tell him to come to collect it tomorrow, within 24 hours. Within 24 hours.
Because understand what it is they're doing. When you go to PICA, it is to ensure that only those persons who qualify according to the laws of the country receive this there. I can only tell you what happened when I go there. I see one Chinese national with a stack of certificate papers, and then the next day when me go, me see with a stack of passport. There are people that can act as an agent in terms of authorized, and most times they are lawyers. They're acting on behalf of a client, and it's done. It's not a difficult thing. It's not rocket science. It's not a B license coaching degree. It's checking for documents and making sure there's no attempted fraud.
Because guess what, I think, for example, if you live in Mapen and you want your passport in a 3 day, you come a town, because you can't get that service then in Mapen. In Mapen, you only can get 14 or 11 day service. But if you want 3 day service or you want 24-hour service, if you come a Waterloo, so is once you come a PICA office at the head office in Kingston, you can get any service 24-hour up to 24 hours.
CC Lab. Conflicts. Who is saying you're walking into PICA with no document? where people coming up with these scenarios? You just walk in there and say, "Yo, brother."
Nobody
Yeah,
now, but why would someone
guys? All right.
we
One more minute on
creating
visa
these
thing.
things,
I'm
and I
gonna
don't
go
want to
sleep.
delay the thing.
You guys have put me to bed
Demarai
with
Gray not getting his
the
passport. He's
Kedrick,
not
hold up for a
coming
second,
in.
Kedrick. Hold up for a
Sorry,
second. I'm talking.
sorry.
Hold up for a second. We have exhausted the passport discussion. Seriously.
Yeah.
And the visa discussion. We've exhausted it. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
So hear me not saying anything. We can only go around in so much circle around the passport. Let's finish the conversation.
Here. I'm going to make a move in a few minutes, a couple of minutes. My last contribution for now, because I've learned a lot about passports, but I didn't know it was going to take so long. Very laborious. I mean, but maybe this explains why Demarai's not got his passport. It's been working out. I mean, goodness gracious me. I mean, listen, let's fast forward.
Richard, you have a passport? Jamaican?
How does he explain it?
I had one. I need to renew my Jamaican passport, but I'm surprised how long. It didn't take very long. It's a long time ago when I got it. But
I was just to ask you, if it was 10 years ago and it didn't take long for you, then if it is now, imagine now.
I can well imagine that it's far quicker,
Exactly.
and it just begs the question again: what's really going on? I've not heard from Demarai Gray, for example. I've not heard any interviews as to does he know what the state of play is. But let's just fast forward. Before I go, fast forward to Demarai Gray in February, shall we say, has his passport. What do you expect? Hold on, wait a minute. One, what do you expect from Jamaica and the squad that is coming up for the Mexico game? And secondly, and I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. As vloggers, what do you expect? What do you think you should have some kind of a charter, or what do you expect from each other? All the various stations. Kato actually made a little sly dig, which is interesting. yeah, this might keep us awake actually for the next. Yeah. All the vlogging, the various stations and channels. Do you think they should all be singing from the same hymn sheet, or is there a place for everybody and there should be unity, even if you agree to differ? Should vloggers and you guys from military, IMAXit, I am sure, Unseen Sports, the whole gamut, Ryan, and coaches, do you feel that you guys are a united team in terms of pressing forward for the benefit of Jamaica, or do you feel that there's unnecessary politics that could be detrimental to actually helping forcing JFF's hand to actually fix up and look sharp?
So were you asking that question too?
Anybody on the panel, because you guys are.
So I'll answer the first question. If Demarai Gray gets his passport in mid-February, I don't care. Because he's not helping us. If he gets it in mid-February, I don't care. Maybe it's for 2026, fine, but I don't care. And I'm just totally annoyed. And the whole idea about whether or not bloggers should be all aligned, they're not colluding. They got to do what they think is the best interest of their program. And hopefully it marries with the national program. I don't think you should collude, or not in collusion, because it's not really anything nefarious you're doing. I don't think they should organize to carry forth their message. They may all have different opinions. Some may support the JFF, some may not. They just have to make sure their platform satisfy what their objectives are and what they're trying to achieve. It doesn't have to be aligned with us, either the general public or the JFF or anyone else. It's what they believe resonate with their audience. It's what they believe in terms of what they would like to see. I don't think they should collude. I don't think they should align. I think they should do their own thing individually. They all seem to support each other, which is good, even though they have divergent views. And that should be applauded. That should be lauded. That should be something we support, which is, if I support the JFF, you can't tell me I shouldn't support the JFF, because that's what my thoughts are, because I may know some of the people there, and it's my perspective. If I don't support the JFF, I should also be able to express my view and articulate why I don't. So I don't think they should align. But back to the Great, I don't care if he gets it in mid-February. I just don't. Doesn't help for this window, which is when we need it to give us any realistic chance of trying to run the table to qualify.
It looked like
it may work out going in 2026, whatever. Fine, that's way down the road. May not even be here that long. I don't really care.
Well, it looked like JFF now want my money, because I told them I would pay, and probably even pay for 10 other fans if Demarai Gray is playing in the stadium.
Yeah, well, I don't think the JFF cares about anybody but themselves. protecting their turf. They do a good job of
Allegedly.
Somebody asked a question if he can play with his citizenship, Wayne Thomas. No, he can't play without the passport. I think they have to ratify.
He can't play a competitive game without the passport.
Yeah, so the World Cup we're talking about.
No, you said he can't play, coach. So I try to clarify it, because if it was he could play in the Peru game.
No, he can't play in a friendly game either.
Where I said Cataract?
And let me tell you,
the guy who played for Jamaica and him not come from Jamaica.
Let me tell you what I said.
I thought we exhausted the passport something, and still go on about this something. Anyway, can you continue? It's a free country.
Passport. I'm saying to you that if a player doesn't have a passport and plays in the team, that match does not count as a FIFA match that can then be used towards your points and your ranking.
So no official game.
It's just like a scrimmage game.
But Cataract, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying he can play for Jamaica.
Yes, see, I think we're gonna make a mountain over nothing, man. He can't play in the World Cup qualifiers with just the citizenship. No. But if it was a game outside
if it was Peru game,
yeah, he can play.
If he goes to play in the Peru game, coach, I'm sorry, but I can't be here if we're going to give it information that is misleading. You would have to get the permission of the other team to waive.
To
waive.
I'm going to make a move now. But guidance. I'll be watching the show and get some rest as well.
Richard.
Bless.
Because if the player plays, then that match does not count toward. It doesn't count as a friendly, a friendly or whatever they call it. It's barely just a scrimmage game, and it doesn't count towards your ranking. And many times teams are using these games to get up in the rankings. So you just can't put a player on the field who doesn't have a passport. The other team can object to it and say, well, you're diminishing the game. What we brought you here to do.
So the several players that have played without passport in several other teams, those games they had already had the agreement that they're not going to.
The agreement, the United States game, it was an agreement with the United States FA that they would allow Andre Gray and Shamar Nicholson.
Some of the players them did.
I'm not even talking about Andre Gray. The guy parents never come from Jamaica.
Yes,
the brother there. We thought his father was a Jamaican.
It's known after. They didn't know it before. The JFF was the first country to listen, man.
No, Michael Gordon. We have not met with the president.
they CC, right? The player who played for Jamaica, whose only link to Jamaica is that he hang out with some Jamaican man them where he come from, and thought he was Jamaican because his father did talk like Jamaican, but it's actually from Sierra Leone, right? That player, and did not know before he took the field. The other team objected after the result, and the JFF, as I remember, they were in serious hot water.
Yeah, let us move on, Cataract. Who would we say would have been some of the wingers that could be called up? Because no Bailey, no Gray, unless something miraculous will happen.
No, I'm too low.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who? So you have to some name now.
When him there, Kaim Paris, if available at that point in time. So Blair Turgot still there, a part of the pool, so it wouldn't be a new player. They still have Jonah Flemings. That's pretty much who is in the pool right now as a winger.
So CC, here's my philosophy on some players. I have must have, like to have, don't care. And don't care is running the theme tonight. Seriously.
I said don't care.
In English. No, because we keep naming all these players' names and we've seen all of them before. And we know what they can do or can't do. We're looking for other players we think has the skill set and differentiating skill set to allow us to compete and even to succeed. And we're not seeing that. And it's very disappointing.
So we in problems then with the wing.
Well, we have been in problems with the wing, coach. You know this. Middle of the park and the
Yeah.
wing. We don't have any good center midfielders. We don't. And we don't have any good wingers available at this point. Don't have any good CMs. No good wingers. Sorry. Plain English. No vacillating here about whether or not maybe this person. We don't. So when I hear Nicholson not coming, I was like, okay. I wasn't here getting perturbed and getting upset.
It's a
That person to take care of. Take care of personal things. Because I still have options in Roof. I still have options in Antonio, and maybe good or better options.
Roof is injured.
I'm not concerned.
Roof is injured.
I thought they say he got better.
But then me hear say him not injured today.
He's not
Like
injured.
he recovered.
No, meaning
He was injured when he was here, and he went back injured.
No, meaning he hasn't been playing. He was injured, but I don't know if he has recovered and played in the last.
Yeah, I think he has recovered. Even Kevin Stewart is back in training.
I don't think Kevin Stewart should come.
No,
If you've been that injured, you shouldn't come.
Yeah,
back in training, but he is was he?
No, man, I don't think he's up for selection. Nah.
But we don't have any good. We don't have good options in the middle of the park. We don't have any good options in the wing. That's 4 positions.
So I just wait and see who the coach will call.
Coach.
Yeah.
But my question is this:
13 days to the 27th. It's 13 days to the 27th. I'm saying to the JFF, at this rate, you may end up with you, a couple ultras, and yourself and the media alone at the stadium. You are run on the government for 17,500.
No, I want to know this though. The Shamar situation, because I'm still not of the understanding of. I don't understand when they say the player turned down the call, because there's no official game the club is going to be playing until the 26th of February.
Well, you don't understand. Hi, Shamar. We'd like to call you up to the game. No, me not come. Bye. What you don't understand?
No, I am.
Why you do me this, Shamar? Why you do me this? I have a game for the club on the 28th.
It's a friendly game.
God go with you. What you do understand?
So we have 4 names posted. Low, maybe the other 3. I don't care.
I do understand. Sometimes CC asks some question, and I am struggling to understand what you are.
No, let me tell you, Ketara. The reason why
what you do understand? The man said, "God go with you." Me now come. Which part of that you don't understand?
No, coach topics for personal reasons.
Yes,
I personally don't like you.
I did my investigation, and it was stated that it's for personal matters. No further discussion. And what we understand is that his team will be putting out a statement. And as Ryan said, tomorrow it's a job. So
one thing me know, anything will job tomorrow, can't change the fact say, oh, this reek of non-committal. Anything will drop tomorrow. Anything will drop, because if the player is healthy and fit and healthy in a FIFA window, your country need you to qualify, and you got to turn down the car, there's nothing. I don't want to say nothing, because there's other little excruciating things that can happen in the COVID-centered universe metaverse that we're living in. But
let me tell you what some personal matters could be.
Well, on Qatar, let me read the super chat. Brain Drain, big up yourself. At coach is this not one of the great? Yes, it is. Go ahead, Qatar.
Hi. So, may I call you back? Why you hang up the phone, Shamar? Remember say a local basic thing there, you know? Exactly. Why you not coming? What's the personal reason? I landed in Russia, come out of the airport, I meet a nice catty, and me and I go on a date. Yeah. Busy.
Listen,
she's pregnant. I just breed a girl in the space of 48 hours. Can't come down. Because remember, everybody girlfriend pregnant, you know. That was the
cataract.
And
We're not going cataract. We're not going on that route.
Is not coming. And you don't want to go back.
Responsible journalism.
No, I'm giving scenarios.
No, responsible journalism.
What's responsible? I'm not reporting. I've never spoken to Shamar Nicholson. I do not know the reason why. And I said,
but you can't remember this defamation thing, you know.
Allegedly.
So you can't just go on a tangent and say what the man said.
No, I did not say the man said. I'm giving a skit, a scenario.
Yes, so the same way I say a nice scenario.
No, I am not quoting Shamar Nicholson. I'm saying these could be this. You have to stop CC because CC asked the mad question, forget the mad answer. Like we would know. I'm telling you that the player is not coming. And I also want to say that this is in the circumstances where the JFF issued a statement and said all the players have indicated that they will make themselves available or may have amnesia. Wasn't that statement made?
Why?
So everybody get quiet now. Coach?
I don't remember. I can't
recall.
I don't remember that.
Bring up Michael Woodham. Jarvis Paris. Nobody don't remember the statement the JFF made when the person said that there was a gang of 7 and the JFF came out strongly to say that all the players will make themselves available in the pool, will make themselves available for the World Cup qualifier.
Yeah, but can't things change, Qatar?
The one thing I know is this: if a player turns down a call and you only on the 26th you go play an official game for your team, that means that you have 1 month. Is it second? There's nothing you can tell me. Me I go tell it call him back to play for your side. If me pick up my phone and call him back, I'm not a coach.
Listen to me. Let me tell you, a subscriber to the channel messaged me and said some more players are going to be pulling out.
Personal matters, coach. That's pulling out.
And yeah, because of personal word. May I tell you what man said, Virgin? He never said that. He tell me say more players are going to be pulling out. And the man sound like a prophet now, you know. And
the one thing, yeah.
See, the next man I say,
coach, let me ask you, because you're giving these esteemed designations like prophet. When I told you that Demarai Gray and David Davis was not coming in this window, why does it be a prophet?
Well, it can be said no. We can't say it before the fact.
One thing me know is say, coach. See, for me, I'm writing a list like Santa said. So I train my background and checking it twice. So none of these players, as long as me, if it was me, as long as me in charge of nothing in the JFF, none of them get back now, Carl. We will never see back a jersey. That me that do. Never see back a jersey.
Why do you have up a Christmas tree? The 12 days of Christmas have gone.
But you see the thing.
What is a serious thing? Why does CC have up a Christmas tree?
I'm not seeing a Christmas tree. Where is it?
Exactly.
Well, he's moving his camera. He's like a JFF. He's moving the goalpost.
Well, I have to talk based on what I see, Qatar. I can't comment on what you saw.
Coach,
I have to comment on what I see.
The man never forget but no call, brother. More call.
I don't know what's happening.
I left me have a store and I sell jersey, then can't buy a Jamaica.
No, but you see the thing we're going to do, people, CC and Qatar. Enough man blaze fire on Boyz, you know. And I say him not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I say he get too much chance and can't score, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the joint leading goal scorer in the campaign is having some personal matters.
With the grand total of 2 goals.
And the masses,
take
him on.
With the grand total of 2 goals in 8 games.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
No,
Coach,
listen.
The public is taking on Boza Bridging. But see, you see, you see, because Paul Alter spoke about commitment, if Boza's situation is seen as him not being committed,
You know, let me tell you.
the ball possibly is gonna be in Paul Alter's court.
Listen,
He's gonna make that 3-point shot. I don't know what 3 mean. Anyways.
right now, but not even one call the play,
Where's
but
the DW? Me look stressed.
there's this
Me
player.
don't want the thing stress me out, but
There-
boy, me disappointed there, man.
there's this player and
Especially
a
with the
coach.
passport thing.
Yeah, there's this player and a coach who got himself in some mischief and never could represent the country in the Depanico timeout. The man them go win the World Cup. I don't know you're looking at yourself, you watch man them win the World Cup and you can't do nothing about it. And you know, look at timeout and restriction, but you finally get called back to the fold. I saw if you have some man. Make them see side a qualify and go a tournament and them can't go. Them want go and can't go. I saw if you have some man. Because if you ever tell me, say,
they
we are
have
gonna call you in a crucial point, cataract, and you are gonna tell me, say, I'm just saying, you know, you might have his reasons, you know, whatever his reasons are. Me know why you're not. Me say if me I sell one jersey in one store and it's a Jamaica jersey, I cannot buy it. If it's a Brazil jersey, you can get it. If it's a Jamaica jersey, me not sell you. That is how much me I tell you, say. Me can't believe, say. Cataract, me I take up my money and pay for watch a match in a stadium. And for no say a man tell me say no one come play for his side, Cataract.
I don't understand why you're calling cataracts new. I'm just saying again, I do not know the reason, and coach said that I cannot speculate. I cannot give a skit. The characters in the previous skit and any approximation to real life is not intentional. It's merely fictional. Allegedly. I can't give any skit. I can't say. The man is not coming. You asked how it go, and I told you the possibilities. The other possibilities that it could give a man a smid.
The one thing I know is
You know what a
this.
smid is, right?
Yeah.
He could
The
have given
one
a
thing
man. Hold on,
the one thing I know is, coach.
What?
The one thing I know is when the visibility of the camera, I can when I look at it, did playing for Jamaica assist in his visibility and his access to Europe? And coach,
Say that again. I got
did
distracted.
playing for Jamaica assist in his visibility and his access and exposure to the European market in his form of a transfer to the Jupiler League, or when I remember the Belgian Pro League, or the exposure thereof that came off that, and now his exposure and moving on to a bigger league in the Russian league.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, did put in on the black, gold, and green something that shine a magnifying glass.
Oh, you're saying that it helped him to
Exactly.
get that.
So if it helps
So
you,
you're saying that he should
it should
return
help us.
Oh, okay.
So let me tell you what you can do. When this program is over, you can ask Coach for Ballaker's number and call Ballaker and ask him to put you on a conference call.
Yeah, conflicts.
Hold on a bit. Quiet when you're talking. And put you on a conference call with Boza. And you sort it out. For the rest of us, I am not questioning Boza's commitment.
Yeah, cause Ghana, she's saying that you guys
I
really sit here and
don't
questioning
know.
Shamar's commitment.
No, Shamar is 100% committed. The most committed.
But this man, but if one
Remember, all on the training baby, no, remember, allegedly, all on the training baby, I never want to give it to her. Yeah. Right on, bro. So, coach, I don't know if you, there's a couple of sayings that come to mind. The first is that, the center can't hold. Things are falling apart and the center can't hold.
How do we respond to that question? Man not go play much because wife have child, you know.
You have to want to be there at the birth of your child. You want to be at the birth of your child. But let me ask you a question. If Jamaica qualify for the World Cup and your wife 8 months pregnant, due to drop baby in November, you going to turn down the call up to go to the World Cup? To say, baby,
A man have to make a decision this Qatar.
coach, a man has to make a decision now too. When does a man not make a decision?
So him not have to
Right.
make it there, so.
He's always making a decision.
Whether a World Cup or him a go meet the Queen, him a go decide which is more important.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Listen, as far as
CC, you're being challenged. If
all
you
right,
really think the form his form for JA gave him a move to Charleroi.
the man say if his farm for JA, well, I want to know what farm gave him the move to Charleroi. If Jamaica did not play a part in terms of, remember that when he started, he was scoring a few goals in the initial build-up and his exposure there. So all I'm saying is his exploits for his club, yes. No, Jason, I'm saying his club level from Belgium to Russia is club, but how did he get to Charleroi? Was it just because he was playing in a lot of the players that moved to Europe from Jamaica normally plays for Jamaica? Why you think? Why you think? Look at that, this Cataract. Why you think?
How many games did Moses take to score his first goal for Jamaica? This great form that you refer to.
Great form? No, I'm not saying great form.
The form that you refer to. How many games did it take Shamar Nicholson to score his first goal for Jamaica?
No, Cataract, I don't think CC is saying that form. He's saying him being in the black, gold, and green.
And playing consistently.
Yeah, help his chances of getting a move overseas.
All right. How many players outside Leon Bailey? How many players outside Leon Bailey are probably you can use Kaim Paris? How many players have gotten into Europe and at a certain level in Europe and not played for Jamaica?
Martin Davis, Rolando Biggs.
Where are they playing?
Look, where are they playing? I'm asking you a question, but I notice you're not answering. How many games?
And I said I know. No.
7.
All right.
So when he was moving across to Europe, he was taking 7 games to score a goal for Jamaica. And we were playing mostly Caribbean opponents. So it's not his form there. But he clearly has the physical attributes, and he has the matrix that people look for, and they gambled on him, brought him there, and he has repaid them, and they have made a profit on bringing him by selling him to Russia. And I wish him all the best in his game on the 28th for the country that he loves.
Where did I see a question?
I don't know.
He did well for club and got going in the latter part of the season. If anything, his Jamaican games were lackluster. But Cataract, is it true? I've heard you been saying it. So, is it a situation where the JFF paid for a 14-day service for Gray? Was that what you said earlier?
I ask, is there any truth to the fact?
Oh, you asked the question. I'm wondering too.
And I said that the JFF, if anyone in the JFF, can you indicate to the public the type of service, passport service, which you paid for? I was not there when they made the payment, so I have no knowledge of the payment. Fully, I have no knowledge. So I'm simply asking the JFF.
Well, that's what I'm gathering.
When they next speak to the public, to indicate the level of service the service level that you paid for, the option that you paid for Demarai Gray's passport.
But coach,
well, what I'm hearing
is there any truth that you thought you could pay for the slow service and bully PICA to speed it up? Is there any truth that is penny wise and pound foolish?
PICA thing them official, bro. PICA is probably the most professional or the
Very professional.
government
PICA,
agency in a Jamaica.
very, very
For them thing different.
professional.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's a place where you do your business is being handled in a certain way. May I tell you, one of the best run government agency in the island. Them people don't play when they come out to certain things.
Let's hear it for PICA. Absolutely, my brother. I agree with you 1000%.
No, it is not. It is not contradicting brain drain. It is leaning towards the side of what Cataract is saying. It could be true. That's a service that they paid for.
Me just want to know.
And coach,
Coach, you know the crowd.
Coach, let me go one step further. Were they aware? Were they aware that if you pay for the 14-day service, that prepaid DHL package that you have to do, you're aware that it then takes an additional 7 days to get back to the person in the United Kingdom?
What?
See, when you don't know and act like you know, there's a saying, I don't know who get it.
No, but
hold on. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not.
But I think once again, if he got the passport, you know, he would have to send it back to him. You know, him not come down upon him British book, and then when him go back, him just come down and collect him thing, and then he travel upon that book.
See, based on how things run now, me not speculate.
No, what I'm saying is a mathematics where cataract.
See, you're speculating.
No, I'm saying my friend have a Canada passport and a Jamaican passport. And him can travel upon him, he can have one-way ticket and come to Jamaica upon him Jamaican passport. And then him buy a ticket and use him Canada book.
Okay, sis, let me help you. Two things. One, brother, be rated about sometimes the G ask some question like your question something can't be questioned. When you make the application, you say to you, included along with everything that you apply for, you have to include a DHL prepaid package for the return of the passport. You're aware if you fly to Jamaica on a British passport, you can't work here, sir? You need a work permit.
If you fly to Jamaica on a British
passport. If you come to Jamaica on a British passport, what does the stamp in the passport say?
What does
the stamp in the passport say, dog?
That's a Jamaica.
If you fly for a British passport, when you reach at the immigration, them stamp you and say you're Jamaican?
No.
It's a tourist entry you get. You enter as a tourist. We're going back to the passport thing again. I tell you, your friend that have the Canadian passport also has a Jamaican passport, which means that they can work here. Demarai, they would not have a Jamaican passport in his possession.
In his possession.
Yes, so when you come to the person and they ask you what is your purpose of coming to Jamaica, Mr. Gray?
Tourist.
What does Mr. Gray say? Because remember, I can't give any of my skits anymore. What does Mr. Gray say?
The most
I'm coming here to work and play for the JFF and work for money. And he says, do you have a work permit?
When I come as a visitor.
Exactly, which is a tourist.
You're coming as a visitor, you're coming as a tourist. All that, coach, we've had months. Demarai is months. It's not yesterday Demarai Gray applied to play for Jamaica. It's not yesterday he indicated interest, put up his Jamaican flag, take down and follow the England team. You remember sir?
If he might collect his passport here, if he could do that. That's how I ask. If he could have collect it here.
I don't work at PICA. I know that if you enter the country on a British passport, you cannot say you're coming here to work unless you have a work permit.
I'm not saying this. I wonder if he can collect it here. But you don't say cataract. You have country now where you don't get no stamp. When you land in the country, and them don't stamp your book. I know that.
Why would you be talking about that? When you land in Jamaica, you get a stamp. So I don't know which country this is. And we're not
sure
talking
you get a
about...
stamp, Cataract?
Pardon me?
I remember getting a stamp.
If you went on the boat with the Haitians and others illegally, you won't get a stamp. But if you come to a port of entry, you get a stamp.
Through the airport.
Cataract, more information coming.
Oh?
It is the service that you pay for that would have caused you to be in the dilemma that you're in, not a backlog. Continue.
If anybody attempt to
Fresh
pull
gotta
me,
say him never get a stamp when him go Canada. No time at all.
you know,
No, you don't need. We don't have no information.
Coach, is a thing, and the more important thing, they try to make it look like Kaim Paris committed. Did they? Is there any truth? Can the GFF confirm? Let me word my question. Can the GFF confirm if they submitted in writing a request for the release of Kahim Paris on or before the 6th of January 2022 for the match in Peru on January 20th?
Oh no.
What's the question?
Can the GFF confirm whether they wrote to the club of Kahim Paris requesting a release of the player on or before the match on January 20th, on or before the 6th of January 2022?
I don't know.
I want him.
Well, there's no GFF member here, so.
Oh, they are. Oh, but they are. Oh, but they are.
What do you mean?
Oh, but they are. Hi, GFF in the chat section.
If Jamaica qualifies for the World Cup, when some player get called, I just send them a letter. For personal reasons, we are unable to call you. Listen, I want to see Jamaica qualify for the World Cup. And me want to see which man I go turn down the card. No reason I'm going to stop him from turning down. There's no reason in the world.
But all of these things are speculated things. No one to do with some fact things.
No, but I'm saying facts as in, if Jamaica qualify for the World Cup, no man not turn down the card. 100
yes,
man want that card.
What if the man win the Super Lotto? I say, what do you think I go run broke them foot phone up? I'm a 300 million. I'm going. We don't know. So don't say there's no reason. One bro God. You can't enter Peru without a vaccine. We were told that he was going back to Slovenia for a vaccine. But the Prime Minister clearly stated that there are sufficient vaccinations, including the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which he would have taken, and he was in Jamaica. In 2 weeks, he would have been considered fully vaccinated. Hit the like button, you know what I mean?
Listen, I don't know. But even so, maybe the player probably don't. I don't know, there's a lot of factors in these things, guys. If the player travel to Jamaica as a visitor, and then you just look for the passport in that period of time when he come here. But then he don't have enough time because league still play everything, so it's not like he can come here. But furthermore, I just see a lot of these things. With the Kaim Paris situation, we don't know what is going on there because it seems to me like it's a hanky panky and it's setting up the player for say or the player not committed. Isn't it? And that's
Coach, look at Cleon Dawson again. Bring up Cleon, not again, sorry. Good night, Cleon Dawson. See another person telling you that the service for a passport took 3 days.
But
so he could have come to Jamaica, paid for his passport, gotten it, I'm ready. It's don't know, coach. I don't know this. All right, we don't want to have a passport no more.
They look how long we finish with that. We know all
Yeah,
of
but
them.
you bring it up in a coach.
I use them if we put it up, sir. Clay and Dawson.
You man, the other before. All right. Why?
No, but I know. I tell them all the while. So there's no a Jamaica alone get stamped.
You're not getting a stamp when they go Canada. And I think the
You don't
US
get no
stop the
stamp.
You
stamp
get
thing.
stamped when you go to United States.
You gotta get a stamp.
Or them stop the
When they go
stamp thing, you
US.
know.
They stop stamping. They go US, bro. They be scan your passport. But when him there, you know, a Jamaica alone stamp your thing. I ask you how long you stay here. All when you hey coach, you know say we give them a Jamaican passport. No recent traveling in that cataract. Just go and put it down, man. You can ask them to stamp it cataract. You can
You don't
ask
ask anybody to stamp anything.
them no cataract. Listen what I say. They do not just get up and stamp. They don't stamp your book like that, bro. So maybe I just one of them person who get a stamp, but they don't stamp it. Maybe at the Cataract International Airport. What?
It's the US.
Week in, week out, boss.
Let me go. Let me go. And this is the one where you call them one full, Mr. Fuller Stamp, you call them one done, book done, Bono. South Africa, then them place where man say we're not going to support the team. New Zealand, Mexico. Yeah. Remember? Tam.
Well, apparently, yeah, man, a driver's license, I mean, a LAFR, driver's license, we go, and birth certificate.
So, coach, is another thing. Listen, let me say that. I just waited. I wonder when the JFF can indicate to us when we will get the team announced. And I'm just waiting. I don't really have no more comment. I don't have no more comment. All right, Brian. I haven't been.
Here's
to
a comment on this
on
the by our very good friend Devon Porter.
Who is not respecting the player's privacy? I said I don't know. I don't know why the man now come. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know the man. I asked CC to call Ballaker and ask Ballaker to do a conference call. That's what I said, Devon. I'm not delving into his privacy. I don't know.
Paul assistant, no Marian Garden. Them change the assistant. Or call super chat there, so coach. Paul assistant.
We don't know.
It's Paul assistant.
We do not know.
So wait there.
Hey coach, any news on who is Paul assistant? Paul assistant is Marian Garden. I know that him to be one. I don't know if the goalkeeper. I think Warren Barrett is one of the goalkeeper coach. I don't know if another person is added.
What I said. I don't know if I get a question is, do you have a British passport too?
One passport now, brother. One passport, have one team support.
Oh no,
yeah,
man,
him sick out fresh. Yeah, man, him sick out, but that not means I know him the assistant.
I know that he was sick.
So that means he catch COVID again.
He never that the game we lose the other day. Because his team won, but he wasn't at the game. At the assistant coach didn't charge. That even make it worse. The assistant coach. but yeah, I know some of COVID man one done. Him never did the Clarendon College game. My CC versus Garvey win. Him never did it. So from them time, all I know is when I understand what is going on or what is taking place. Because coach, based on all these things that is circulating, by the time 27 come, some Pini Wally over stadium.
Michael Gordon, all leagues have to release players for FIFA dates.
But that is what I've been saying to the Cataract, I don't know. It's like the man them not understand say when it's a FIFA date, the club have to release the player. For once the team call the player, the club have to release the player. The player is fully fit. Sometimes when the player them half fit, because I've seen Belgium called Eden Hazard, and Eden Hazard never 100%. Our Real Madrid can't know nothing about it. We have to send him. They probably cuss and feel away and go on with a bag of things, but they have to send him. Because that's how FIFA's rules are. So this thing about Slovakian league in a full flight and this a league and that a league in a full. As a matter of fact, there will be no league can play during the FIFA window. I've never seen a league, proper league. Because someone that look a Bush League probably play. You ever see Premier League match play in a FIFA window?
Allegedly. League Two and League One in England play.
Yeah, because they don't have players playing.
Oh, they do. Oh, but they do.
I mean, in terms of some, I guess they structured it in a way where
No, the club. If the club has more than 3 international players on international duty, they can apply for the game to be postponed.
Oh.
In League Two. So for instance, Swindon's postponed a lot of games because they have Grant, they have Johnny Williams for Wales, and they have Wallacott for Ghana. The keeper starting in Ghana in AFCON is a League Two keeper at Swindon Town. The same club that people love to hate.
Yeah, because Pulisic, as the man said, Pulisic was called, and Pulisic never did play for. At that point in time, Pulisic just come off an injury, and USA call him. What Chelsea could do? Chelsea couldn't do nothing. But if you send him, the man just come off an injury, and USA saying, come in, Pulisic. Pulisic gone on a plane. So this notion of thing. What Devonport are easy, they must say, oh, it's minus 32 degrees in Toronto with the wind chill. But man, I said, there's no way for the coach. Yeah, a lot of teams, even yeah man, enough big teams call injured players. Because sometimes they feel like a lie the club has tell. So the man that we call the player same way and run them on medical just to find out if you understand. Because a lot of times there's players injured and it's just an excuse not to release the player. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. Oh, Emily. No, notice Jay. Notice I said big league. Big league not play during FIFA window. In coach, big league play that JPL not playing a FIFA window, big league. You know that JPL don't play in FIFA window, sir. It's big league FIFA window. Listen, big deal, Ian. Real reason or fake reason, whatever reason is posted tomorrow, unless it's certain. I don't know. But the thing about it is, I want to know, coach, if it was one of the English-born players that turned down the call, what? Right now, the internet would have been in uproar. Tell a long time, so them England reject, they're not committed. Them English reject. That is the statement or sentiments that would have been uttered in a coach. That is the sentiments that would have been uttered. Oh, that is the sentiment. Where the hear say, oh, them English reject there. Them not rare and them the rare. And Mir went to the man them say Ethan Pinnock say want some time because his club just got into the Premier League and he wants some time to settle in his club. Oh, all them reject there. Them not good. Trey Bucking can play. Them not come.
Where's Balakar?
Balakar the part of the mill man boss gonna find out how really I go on. Yeah, Mr. Monsieur.
Is there any truth that Balakar has anything to do with the reason why the player's not showing up? Balakar, talk to us, man. Remember say you have a lot to say about Ethan Pinnock, so come talk to us.
Well, Jabba Low could have played must only 2 games because of the agreement. Oh, them ball enough come. Okay, 1 game I went to the country for. 1 game and 2 games I want to play. Him that ball enough come here. At least the man willing to come play 1 or 2. But the man bring down. Listen, I mean, did up on the train and I tell us, yo, boys are banging me goal them. Boys are deserve him chance for big baller. Ray banging the goal them, you know. But it's just the very same way. I have to admit that it boggles the mind as to why the CIPA pulling out and these things are happening. So, man, that's a personal reason. Can't argue with them personal reasons, sir.
No, sir.
If it
But
is personal,
a baller car wants, you know.
Bring up the personal reason, boss them. Big
if
up.
it is
Wants a baller
personal,
car.
yeah, if it is personal reason, we can't argue with it. But
Yeah,
I'm
man,
not one.
you can never go
Yeah,
around
man,
personal
you
reasons.
can't go around that, man. I'm on a personal
Because
reason.
you know why? Because it is personal reasons, then it is private.
Yeah, so
So
that's
you
what
know,
I say.
I'm on not if a personal reason, I'm not gonna tell you what is the
Yeah,
personal
man.
reason.
Just like how I tell a coach, say, oh, coach, me not call you back for your team. You ask me why. I say personal reasons.
Mm.
It's the personal reasons of the coach to not call you back. That's what I tell people, say the harsh reality with things is that the truth hurt. So if me decide to me not call back a ball, I go here, oh coach, there, I fight my fight. Me not calling back a player. And it's just my personal choice not to call the player. Just like it was the coach before personal choice to call Aka. So enough man can criticize now. It's his personal choice. He decided that this is the player he wants to sink or swim with. Sink or swim.
But
Because it
what if Aka is picked in the squad?
But it looks like Aka will be picked because if everybody pull out, coach, you're not going to just have Aka anything.
Mm. That I want.
Right now. Right now, man.
Serious still, you know. We have a
Yeah,
chance and it look like
everybody I give up. It just seems to me that the man them give up. Everybody just give up and say, oh, do nothing.
The man them a do move like Norwich City. The man them a move like Norwich. them done. Not even a try for win a game. That's how we are moving. You know, like when you're cutting out the relegation. That's what it is.
Coach,
But
me don't
coach,
even
at
want,
the end of the
me
day,
don't even want to see his squad. Right now, I don't want to see his squad.
at the end of the day, coach, 6 days to the 20th. Coach, me hear the player them in a training. More important thing, when we are go up I think we watch them. They know we will see. That me want to hear. When we arrive, go up at Orisborough Center, go watch you play them a train. That me want to hear. But you can't lose the starting spot before you get a starting spot. Michael Gordon.
Those are starting spots.
Stefan Wright, you missed it. Coach means he said that he has credible information that there will be more pullouts.
So we don't know. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. You know, you remember Cataract, you remember the Brazil Argentina game. That game still not played. I
I don't
trunk
remember these games. I watch Jamaican football.
stop no Cataract. Stop it no man.
No, brother, I just hear things in the news. Let me
Yes,
tell
sir.
you, man, again. I have not watched the World Cup since 1998. When you not put up on a Brazilian flag, on an Italian flag, on a German flag, on an Argentinian flag. Argentinian.
Oh, say you have not watched the World Cup pre 1998.
No, before 1998, I was in the ultra to Jamaica. Me living in England. We are see the World Cup. It depart all 4 channels.
All right, listen. What I'm trying to say, Cataract. My context was this: players
You
turned
cannot
up.
play me no business.
Players turned up in chunks. Players turned up. Players lied to enter a country just to play for their country. Players lied to enter a place that they should have not entered.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Thank you, Cataract, because you have the lawyer. And I have no. We only
You're
have
not a liar. You can't use my liar.
So I'm saying Cataract. I'm saying that allegedly players turned up in another country just to play for their country, and the match was postponed. Police turned up on the field and escorted them off to show you the level of commitment.
You don't have to go that far.
No, but I said to show you the level of commitment these
don't have to go that
these
far.
players have.
You don't have to go that far. In the opening window in September, Aston Villa put out a statement that said Martinez and Buendua, the two Argentinian, that's their name, will not be joining up with the Argentinian team. Remember that one? And while they were holding the press conference, the man turned around and said, what the keeper name? Martinez. Martinez. Anybody see Martinez? While him give the press conference, Martinez are checking at the airport. You don't remember that?
Them in the man. Man them. That is why me I tell you
thank you, Phil Jones. Team Cataract in that place. Let me finish my point. While Aston Villa were giving a press conference to indicate that they were not going because of the 10-day red light district or red flag country. Big up Phil Jones for the info.
Stoplight business.
The two man them are checking. The man them in the same clothes with them playing now. The man I think I laugh me I make brother. The man in him same gears are checking. The man them even change. Them even go in that dressing room. Them just go so straight to the car. Them not bathe allegedly and take the plane in a first class allegedly. Right?
And was on the pitch allegedly.
No, they were really on the pitch. Right? Because it means something. So I'm not argue with nobody. I just want the people them who were questioning the commitments of other persons to be man up and come and say, take the egg on your face. That's all I said.
That they call commitment. And that they call commitment. Get her. The man them go through that. Well, man them rather the game postpone. The mother, this is Brazil now. The man them tell us,
hold on. Let me answer the question. One bro God, me saying Martinez and Buendia from Aston Villa. When Aston Villa were giving the press conference, the man them one eye man them, not both. Didn't I see him playing gears? I take it playing. Go down to Argentina. I don't was it Argentina? Was it Colombia they were going to play? I think it's Colombia they were going to play.
Colombia first, they're not gonna play man.
Right.
And then they're gonna play.
I take it playing. Me no business with you. I want to come from. And I tell man about man can't play. Way up to. What you feel like? Give them one of that. Give them an early Smith. And if you don't know what Smith is, go fix up yourself. You understand?
Yeah. But Brian, bro, that is what I'm saying. I tell you, the man them levels, bro. The man them remember right now Argentina qualify for the World Cup already. But I'm just show you the levels of the man them. I say, oh, if we go play them aside there, can't beat my side. I'm in a down there. Them can't beat my team. I show the man.
I like the speculating, but that's why I talk about the real thing where happened, coach.
Yeah, man, the same game broke.
Right now, everybody was gun-ho in December. Up for it. G'd up, ready up, steady up. Right now, every man deflated like a balloon. I'd have given another analogy, but I'm trying to abide by the laws of coach's desk.
Listen, all me I say to you, say, superstar. All me I say, right now, I just watch from my living room because now I'm paying my money going to the stadium to see the same one. You know, the lamb not going to the stadium to go watch Reggae
Boyz. That may I tell you.
Huh?
You're going to see Father Time.
I say, no, lamb not going to the stadium.
I don't know why you're not going to the stadium. I'm going to the stadium at every chance I can get.
Nah, I don't take up my money go watch JFF. Remember JFF. I don't take up money go watch Jamaica for no say yo.
Coach,
Them thing I go on.
Coach, I'm using your platform, if you may, to ask the persons affiliated to the JFF who are in the comment section and in the viewership, please issue a statement regarding the cost of going to support the Reggae Boyz in Panama, the arrangements made for ticket and which hotel the team is staying at, so that those of us who are ultra fans can go and support our boys. And yes, we'll have to be part of the delegation because they don't allow any fans in the stand. But you know how that goes, because you asked earlier on another program about whether I was ever in a delegation.
Let me allow fans one then. Remember 5,000 fans. JFF couldn't follow
Oh,
5,000
in
fans.
Panama, me I talk about bad man.
No, one then I asked me how me go get into the stadium. And then I allow fans. So I was saying to them that they had allowed fans at that point in time and I didn't go. So, but you see me, logistical issues. So I couldn't reach at that
So
point.
you were saying, CC, that Jamaica was playing a match. Were not there. You are one of the 500 people. Coach, CC was one of the 500 people who never turned up out of the 5,000.
Logistical issues.
Oh,
I couldn't get the
issues?
ticket. I couldn't get the
Personal
ticket.
issues.
I signed up for much things and
You are the boss of the panelists.
Cataract, this is what Devon is saying.
Can
Can someone who is in Jamaica go to PICA to pay to expedite Gray's passport and have the JFF pick it up? No excuses.
I have no knowledge of that.
Can that work?
I'm not an official of PICA. That's the advice I've got. I'm not an official of PICA.
Okay.
I am not authorized to give any advice.
Okay. Your lawyer message.
Be construed as advice.
Your lawyer page him.
Go dig yourself out of the hole.
Your lawyer page him.
And I don't know where you're getting a D90 from. Let the chips fall. Devon, even if the passport expedited, no, he cannot be called up now. This 14 days to the match is 13 days to the match. Everton is not going to release the player.
oh yeah, safer.
So what, could I make you feel next match?
Yeah.
Next 2 games.
The Panama game.
The window.
Oh, for the entire window, yeah, the
window.
Okay.
Which start with the first game.
Window, yeah, release for the window. But let me say allegedly.
He couldn't get called for the door.
Allegedly.
Like he get called for the window, you know. Coach,
allegedly, he could be called for February 2nd, allegedly.
Right now,
is there something called a FIFA clearance? International.
Right now, Cataract and CC, 2 things are gone. I'm going to my bed.
This is going to be history. Coach,
yeah.
Thailand flavor, we're going to end the chat, the live stream 3 minutes early in protest of Demarai Gray not getting his passport, allegedly.
I hope people there right now.
Good.
People, this is action being taken by the YouTubers.
A joke thing this though. I can't believe star.
What CC break the picket line?
Anyways, people, respect our manners. Thanks very much for tuning in. Big up Cranky, big up CC, big up Qatar. Where you say formula? Everybody want to run with me allegedly style now. What do you mean everybody?
Coach, me always say that, coach. We are protests.
In formula, a Qatar, me always say allegedly. You know. So, I copyright.
Coach, you break the picket line, coach.
No, man. So big up everybody. Yeah, man. We are cut out right now, people. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope that we'll feel, hope that I'll sleep and rejuvenate and come back a morning fresh. so we can have a stream in the Saturday evening. Big up on yourself, people. Thanks again for the support. Until next time, peace out. And we end it with a little.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.